Hello and welcome everyone. Let me just go ahead and adjust a couple of things here. Hopefully everybody's having a great Saturday so far. It is Saturday, May 12th today. Welcome to DevChatter. For anybody that doesn't know, my name is Brendan, and I go on the internet. A lot of people know me as Brendonius, so you'll see me on Twitter and even in the chat sometimes. And good evening to everyone who's here in Europe. Good morning to anybody who's in the western part of North America. Good afternoon to everybody who is in the eastern side of North America. And super good night, morning to anybody that's, far enough time zone away that this isn't a convenient time for you anyway, and you're probably not here, but if you are, welcome anyway. You're probably catching this on a recording. So hopefully, whatever part of your day it is, it's good. So, let's see. A couple of people were chiming in with things in chat. Let's see. Good evening. Shipped my home server motherboard in for... Aww. Well, hopefully that gets fixed for you, Arid Tag. So, welcome everyone. Today we are going to be writing some C# code. I know you are all surprised because we do so little C# in here. I do want to mention to anybody that is joining and is new, we don't always do C# here. We do a little bit of JavaScript, and we're willing to do other stuff, but for the most part we do C#, so expect that to be the norm. And I want to go over a couple of things today. So, first off, I'm going to head over to our stream info section. For anybody who doesn't know, all of our code is out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. So you can find everything we work on the stream out there. And then, oh, did I put the wrong date in? I put the wrong date in. That's hilarious. Good job, me. It says May 11th. Should be the 12th. What? What? Oh, that's hilarious. 28. That's weird. Okay, so I messed up a file, apparently. That's kind of funny. 01. Let's just move this file. We're going to fix that. Yeah, I know, right? DevChatter right there. Meant to be here. That was like 2 in a row. Man, that's not... I mean, that is way beyond a DevChatter. That's a DevChatter right there. C#. Cool people fight with Git for hours. WTF Club. To be honest, I actually feel bad for C# Fritz. So, what these people are talking about is C# Fritz is a stream that's going right now. He's been live for the past 2 hours, 30 minutes, I think, and spent a good portion of that fighting with Git. So, seemed like he was messing around with that for a while. That's one of those ones. He said he tried to nuke. I'm not sure what the issue is. Hey! Arid Tag, thanks. That's 2 months in a row now. That was a DevCha hype right there. Thank you for the subscription. Much appreciated. Please enjoy the DevCha hype dino emote. Alright, so the things that we wanted to talk about today, I mentioned that we were going to be reviewing pull requests to start. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at a nice simple pull request. Nothing fancy here. I already merged this one in, but I do want to show you guys, since it did get merged in, what the change was. So, Machiavello, who is one of our viewers here, and is actually, I think this is the second contribution. So thank you very much for sending in the pull request. Greatly appreciate it, as always. So this is a pretty simple one. Essentially, taking the message that we print out when the rock, paper, scissors game ends and adding in a message to say how many tokens someone wins. So I'm going to go ahead and start up a rock, paper, scissors game in chat so that you guys can see what that is for anybody that doesn't know. And now when this ends, since I believe I'm using this code, we should get a message that says how many coins you actually won for being a winner in the rock, paper, scissors game. So it should print that out now. And Hello's just going to hop in with Rock. Good old Rock. Nothing beats Rock. Okay, so that is the pull request that we wanted to look at today. So I merged that in already. And then after that one, we want to take a look at what we were working on last time. So on Thursday, when we had Eric Fleming on as a guest, we started a new game. The game that we started is actually a quiz game. So if any of you have played one of those games that where they like ask you a question and then they give you a couple of hints before the answer comes up, and then that's what's used to determine how many points you got for your correct answer, that's the kind of game that we're going to be building with this. So right now, what we have is this. We have a quiz game that you can do a couple of things with. I will explain by walking through what they are. So the first thing that you can do is, let me open this up, quiz command. There we go. So when you start a quiz, you do that by just saying that, by just passing in the quiz command. So I am going to go ahead and do that in chat. I'm going to go ahead and say !quiz, and you'll see that it says that we're starting a new quiz game. So when you do that, it starts the game. That is our default task. So that's this one right here. If you didn't pass anything. Okay, hang on, let's take a look. Oh, there we go. Helosia and WTF Blub, they all win 100 coins. There you go. So that message is in there if you guys all were watching the chat there. So that worked as expected. So thank you for that, Machiavello. Much appreciated. So, see, you can be as awesome as he is and contribute to the project. You'll notice some of those are really easy contributions. So if anybody's worried about making your first contribution to a pull request, an open source project by sending a pull request, that's like the easiest way to do it. AJ Ukraine, yes, welcome everybody. Glad to see the gang is starting to show up today. Oh, there we go. So the quiz game just started, and you'll see that it says it starts off by asking us the question. Wait, our competitors are oh, I didn't join. No one joined. That's funny. We don't stop the game from starting just because no one joined. Who is the best C#? Yes. Clearly the answer is B. Yeah, it's not time to join. You got to join during the window when it is joinable. So, okay, so no one was in there. But the cool thing is that you'll notice we need to prevent it from starting when there's no one in there. But the nice thing is it didn't blow up. And just to prove that to you, this is the window. So there would have been a stack trace if it had blown up. D. What was D? C. Oh, C# Brits. Ah. No. I said we don't wear hats. We don't wear hats. Oh wait, let's all wear hats. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah. One of these days, guys. Alright. So hang on, let's go ahead and make a change, and... Alright, so I'm going to start this back up again, and we're going to go ahead and join the quiz game so we can show how it works. So, quiz, and then quiz join. Now when I do that, I've actually joined the game. So now anybody else can type !quiz join, and you will be in the quiz game. Then in the game, what we allow you to do right now is we allow you to make a guess. So you can, oh, does leaving work? I forget if we wired up leaving. Did we wire up leaving? No. Nope. We didn't wire up leaving yet. So leaving doesn't do anything. You cannot leave the game. Once you start the game, you must complete the game. What are we talking about? Okay. So let's hop over to our game, because there's a couple of things that I wanted to do. So the reason why I had to restart the bot right there is the fact that we don't... Yeah, we're forced to play the quiz. Yeah, so the reset the game doesn't exactly... We don't reset it ever, so we really should be resetting the game at some point. So I need to do this code. So the things we need to reset are things like... this dot is running equals false. This dot, and yes, I'm typing this because I want the IntelliSense. Is game joinable? Is this just a Boolean? I forget what this was. This was based on like something else, wasn't it? This game joinable is running and question asking started. Okay, so that's the other one. So it's no longer running, and we haven't started asking questions, so that should make the game joinable again. What else do we need to reset? Congratulations to... oh, no one answered? Async awake. Yeah, you say the letter. Yeah, you say the letter. I prefer other types of quizzes. Yeah, AJ Ukraine. Yeah. The bot should show another message when no one went. Yeah. WTF Blub. We agree. We agree. This is temporary. Heck, it shouldn't even start if no one joined. So we're like, it's in progress. It's fun that it's even playable in chat at all right now. That's a testament to how we do things here. It's much more important to, see it doing anything than, like, wait until the end and go for the ta-da moment. It's like, it's nice to see all these pieces working, at least. Has anybody here, what's it called? The Marshmallow Challenge? Has anybody here done the Marshmallow Challenge before? So the Marshmallow Challenge is an interesting one. I'm a big fan of it. In the Marshmallow Challenge, and I apologize for the Pepsi break, but I was thirsty. Basically, you're given a bag of supplies, which includes some dry spaghetti. So just think like, spaghetti noodles that are hard and, but not very, like, strong, right? You could easily snap them. And, yeah, Sierra Tag, a lot of people have done this one before. And then you get a marshmallow, and you either get, like, tape or string or things like that. You get some materials to build with, but they're not great. And the idea is that you need to build a structure to hold a marshmallow up as high as possible. So it's a very fun game. I like seeing how people do it. All kinds of interesting ideas. Okay, so the next thing that I want to take care of is I want to get rid of these from the automated action system. So, in order to do that, I can do this. Delayed message action. Which one is this? This is hint 1. Underscore message hint 1. This will be underscore message hint 2. And this will be delayed question. This is one-time action. One-time action ending question. Okay, yeah, AJ Ukraine. That is what we are using right now. We're also using IntelliCode. And there are other tools that I want to try using on stream also. So not just these ones. So message hint 1, message hint 2, and one-time action. So basically I'm going to remove those. So I'm not a big fan of the fact that I'm like newing those, like basically throwing them away each time. But what I kind of want to do now is, at this point, I want to null these out, even, because we're really no longer using them. So I kind of want to just free them up for garbage, like just make sure that the garbage collector comes and gets them. So, don't know, we'll see. Okay, so, let's see. A couple of other changes that we need to make. So we've got that. So we're actually doing a bit of a reset now. We're resetting the is running. Oh, we need to clear out the people. If you've joined before, we need to get you out of the collection. So let's do that. So, whoops, no. Why would you possibly think I was going for that? Current players, clear. So reset the game is going to clear out the current players. Let's go ahead and stop the bot and restart it. Because that, I think, is probably what needs to happen. Automated system could also return a registration. Oh, that's a good point, AJ Ukraine. That could have, like, we could return back the piece that would let you remove it, for example. Would be a nice way to do it, regardless of what it was. That'd be an interesting one. We're only having one question and one game going at a time, so we can kind of get away with this right now. But yeah, you're right. There should be some kind of change to that. Okay, so... yeah, we're totally not using the repository yet. We will be soon, I think. I passed it in because I was like 90% certain we were going to use it. And yes, our random question just grabs this one question right now because we didn't want to go through the model objects and actually set up our database just yet. So that will be happening soon, though. Okay, so let's see. We're running this. Let's go ahead and try the game now, everybody. Let's try the game. Quiz. Quiz join. Okay, this time when the quiz is actually running, we're going to try to answer some questions. Now, one thing I was debating, so we started off with a command to allow you to guess, but I was debating making it so that once you joined, it would start watching for your messages in chat and accept any answer you gave, and we also might switch it so that it takes the commands through a whisper or something like that, so other people don't know what your answer is, right? So the bot might message everybody, and you could say it through a whisper or something like that, or it can watch the chat. Not sure. I guess there's some value in not knowing whether the other person's guess is correct. So maybe it's not a problem if they answer publicly, and also seeing their guess, you might delay it anyway. So quiz A. There we go. We aren't wearing hats. There we go. Let's see what it tells us. Okay, so congratulations to those winners. Okay, so I want to... so this is complete the question. The correct answer was that. And then I want to... we're going to say private void award winners. We're going to take in an iChat client. Basically, I'm going to hide everything that's in this method inside another method. And I'm using award here as a verb, not a noun, for anybody that's wondering. Let's see, question. There we go. Correct answer is that. There we go. So now in here, oh, the correct answer was DevChatter. Congratulations to DevChatter and AridTag. Very nice. We succeeded. We got the question right. Well done, everybody. Okay. So we've congratulated the winners, but now we actually want to give them something. So I think instead of a repository, I want to have the iCurrency generator? Which we need to rename still. It's not really a currency generator, it's more of like a currency library or updater or something along those lines. So, something like that. Okay, currency generators. So we have this. I think the currency generator is the one we want. So now down here, we're going to say that dot add currency to list of names is going to be the winners, which is an IEnumerable of string. Oh, it wants a list? Does it really need a list? Or could it really be an IEnumerable? I think it could be an IEnumerable, but I'm going to confirm that. Is the bot supposed to give everyone in the database coins instead of just the current people in chat? No, WTF Blub. We're intentionally only giving you coins if you're here watching. Are we giving everyone coins instead of just the people in chat, WTF Blub? Do we have a bug somewhere? We might. We make a lot of changes on stream, so it's really easy to miss things. Does contains require that? I think this could just get away with being an IEnumerable. Which means award winners, we're going to go to this one. I'm going to change this to be an IEnumerable, because I think I can get away with it. We'll go to this one then, and then we will change this to be an IEnumerable. Now let's see if I missed anything. I looked a little bit in the code, and it looks like it goes over the people in the database and ignores the current chatters. WTF Bulb, I'll take a look. That seems backwards, but we'll take a look because whoops, yeah. See, I derped my derp, or failed my derp. I don't know, but it's really easy while you're on stream to derp things and just totally forget about what you should be doing. So for now, we're going to give everybody, well, because it's so easy, we're going to give everybody 10 coins. Okay, so we use this collection twice, so it's telling us we're going to be enumerating it multiple times, so we are going to to-list this. Despite the fact that I changed the type, I want to do that because we don't need it to be a list, we only need it to be an IEnumerable. But that doesn't mean that I don't want this to be a list anyway. So we're going to call that a list of strings that's winners. Now I'm going to restart the bot. So he's going to say bye and leave, and then we're going to get this up and running again. So there is our bot running nicely again. And now, when we take a look at this, it should actually work. So let's try the quiz again, everybody. And WTF Blub, I will be taking a look at that bug right as soon as we test this. As soon as we get this piece working, we're going to commit it, and then we're going to take a look at that. Because if we have a bug that bad, I don't want that sticking around. Oh, and for anyone who is in here right now and is not already, you can take a look at our Discord chat if you want to chat with us while we're not on stream. So, oh yeah, quiz join, crap, quiz join. Yes, you have to join. So if you want easy coins, just do a quiz join. Easy coins. Okay. Should be asking us any second now. There it goes. There's our question. Looks like the answer is C. So quiz seat B. B? What is this errand tag? Ah. You guys are terrible. Certainly not any of these choices. Alright. Yeah, good choice, WTF Blub. See, that's right. People who vote for me get free coins. Wheelspin, are you looking at this? Wheelspin, look at what we're doing. Did you see this? Did you not see this? Easy coins. Wheelspin, you're finally here. I was wondering where you were. What's up, Arid Tag? What are you talking about? You voted for A. A wasn't the right answer, Arid Tag. Yes, Arid Tag, the answers are in random order every time. Wheelspin, look. Look, Wheelspin. Look at what we're doing. Where you been, man? Look at what we're doing. You gotta be a fan of this. We made a quiz game. Take a look at the quiz game, Wheelspin. You only have 30 seconds. Do a quiz join, quick. No, maybe not. Yeah. No. I wonder how bad's my stream delay today. You guys would know, because you can see how long until your text appears in the chat window after you type something. Oh, Arid Tag, that's awesome. I'm glad it's instant. Oh, sorry, Wheelspin. Here you go. So quiz, and what's the answer? C? Yeah, so it should randomize the order of all the answers every time. So, and you see the bot gives hints. Oh, I just realized that we need to add. We should probably add the word hint to the beginning of those. WTF Blub, 2 seconds. That's fantastic. Low latency has been great. I'm really happy that Twitch got that fixed, we'll say. Okay, so where did the hints get used? There are the hints. Okay, so delayed message action. Yeah, Wheelspin. Yeah, if you just type something, you should see how long before it appears up there. 8 seconds? Okay, wow. All right, so you actually have some latency still. I wonder why that is. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write the word hint here, so that you don't have to put that on every single hint that you write. So we're going to do that. Whoa, that got wonky. Everything's trying to help me right now. Don't help so much, tools. Don't help so much. Hint 1, that. Hint 2, that. Okay, there we go. How do you check that? Oh, Wheelspin. Okay, so yeah, 5 seconds isn't bad. So probably the latency was much worse before. Go to player settings, advanced, show video stats. Oh, yeah, okay, that would be cool. Wheelspin, that's not 5 seconds to Portugal is not bad. And we're crossing an ocean, so yeah, because it's all based on the network from one point to the other. But I love that some people are basically saying it's instant. So some people have mentioned that they're getting like sub-second latency now, which is just great. Okay, so now those hints should be a little nicer. And we give the correct answer. So I am going to commit these changes here. So, announce and award winners, reset game. So, what's cool is we just added it so that we can now play the game a second time. So right now, we don't have lots of questions yet, Wheelspin. So we only have that one question. But the way that you play it is you use the quiz command to start a game, and then everybody that wants to join in has like 30 seconds or a minute or something like that to do quiz.join and join in. And then once you've joined, you can be in the game. Oh yeah, so you gotta do a quiz join. So to join the game. Now, I might change it eventually, so if we make a joinable game, I might make it so that only one joinable game can be going at a time, and we might commandeer the join command, so it's just join instead of quiz join, although we might make both work. In most of my programming, I like to make it so that I like the phrase falling into the pit of success. The idea being that just because someone doesn't do the thing that they were supposed to do doesn't mean if you can't figure out what they were trying to do that you shouldn't make that work anyway. So that's the quiz. There's really only one question right now. But WTF Blub brought up an issue that I want to take a look at. So before we get to that, before we go much further with this, oh, and quiz game. Let's go to the quiz command real quickly. There's a couple of changes I want to make to it. So right now it's startable by everyone, so everybody can do it, but then we want to make it so that starting the game has some kind of restriction. Oh, chat users in subscribers, so we limit this to subscribers. And then the other thing that we need to do is this. That's cooldown equals hang on, let's go to the base command. I want to see how cooldown was implemented. Cooldown time span 0. So, okay, so nothing weird, so we can just say cooldown equals time span from minutes, and maybe one question every 2 minutes, so that we don't just have people asking it like starting up a new quiz immediately after the last one ends. Adding a quiz game cooldown. Now I'm going to restart the bot and we can confirm that that works. That's a small enough change that I don't mind committing first and then fixing later if it doesn't work. Because we're just committing it locally for now. Okay, so WTF Blub mentioned that there might be a bug. Yeah, Wheelspin. We're going to have to figure that one out, and we're probably going to... This will switch to being up on screen at some point. So, I want to add all the web stuff. Yeah, so we're going to put it up there. It's not just going to be in here. We're going to send this to the web. So basically, everywhere that we're sending chat messages right now, we're going to toss them on screen instead. So... that is absolutely the plan, is not to just leave it as a chat game. Not that I mind the chat game. We wanted to take a look at this, and... WTF Blub, where were you seeing the problem? You mentioned an issue with these. Did you create an issue about it? No. Update currency. Update each chatter. Give everyone 1 token. Okay. So, what do we do inside of here? Someone brought the Stay Hydrated bot in here. Line 59 in currency generator. 59. Update currency. 57 probably. So, update each chatter. Update each chatter. Update specific chatter. So action chat users update to apply. Update specific chatters. Chat user policy. Ooh. You are correct. Yeah, we're totally doing that. Wow. Alright, we need to fix that. Update each chatter tokens. Update currency. We want to do this of only the people that are active. Good catch. Good catch. We're going to do this. Active chat user. Chat user policy dot Yeah, we don't want all, and we don't really want... Oh, we want by display name of the active chat user. What is active chat user? List of their display names? Yeah, okay. Good catch. That is what we wanted. That is a nasty bug. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. WTF Blub, you're totally right. So we want to go to the database. We want to go to the database using our list of names as the collection we want to update. Down FPS, how horrendous would it be if you tried to play games on Linux? By play games on Linux, do you mean like play like, you know, like actual like GUI games, not like these chat games that we play in here? I assume is what you mean. Okay, so we got that fixed. I kind of want this change to end up on the master branch though, so it's not going to let me switch like that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get us over onto the Git shell. And from here, whoops. So, DevChatter bot, there we are, git stash, git checkout master, git stash pop, git commit, git add that, git the other one, git status, just those two, git commit dash m. What are we doing? We fixing bug with whoops. Didn't want to do this. Let me get me onto my branch first. Git checkout dash b. Henrik fix currency bug. Git commit dash m. Fixing currency bug. Click. Okay, now we're gonna make a pull request. Your camera's unstable or something, you're vibrating. Yeah, my camera, it'll wiggle a little bit, potentially, if I shake my desk. Sorry, I was doing this. I had my foot on the leg of the table that the desk is on, so... Yeah, no, async awake, it was just me. No, you guys aren't crazy. Well, maybe you're crazy. I don't know if you're crazy or not, but you know, I mean, you're probably crazy. But that was me. I was moving the desk. Fix currency bug. Create pull request. It's just those changes. Yep. Okay, there we go. Let's confirm that it's actually fixed. Let's do this. I am like 90% certain that that is what it's going to take. Quiz C#. Yeah, so wheel spin, we need to add our questions. We don't have our questions in here yet. Yeah, at on FPS, you meant like Steam games and that kind of thing. I know some people that have tried the game on Linux before. I've run games on Linux before, and I say run games on Linux because a lot of games won't run on Linux. Really, if you want to be a PC gamer, your best bet is Windows. In fact, that's the one area where I would say Windows is basically the best option, period, is if you are a gamer. As much as many of us don't like it, it's the best place to play games. Okay, so I need to start up the bot, see if it works. Yeah, well, a lot of people don't like Windows, but at least if that's what you want to do, Windows is the place to be. So I'm going to let this run for a minute, and very likely, fixing currency bug. That's a perfectly valid name. Yeah, wheel spin. So, I mean, I've been using Windows for, you know, I don't know, how long's Windows been around? I've been using Windows for quite a long time. But I've also run Linux. I was one of the weird ones. I used to run Gentoo Linux, which is a strange beast of its own. Yes, Arid Tag is correct. A lot of them are very good. So, so the problem with 8 in FPS is that a lot of games aren't even made for Linux, so they're not even built for it. So they get built for Windows, and that's really what you run into. And yeah, see, yeah, both. There's a good answer. It is a bit of both. Did this not reload? Maybe this didn't reload. Okay, that just didn't reload. That's all that was wrong. Okay, so since this hasn't blown up, that means that it's probably working. And I will leave that pull request that, well, I kind of want to get this merged in. Loja. No. They also could have long hair, just in general. I had long hair. I was one of those weirdos. What's the biggest functional missing piece that would make games cross-platform? Really, one thing that makes games cross-platform nicely is being on a framework that works well for them. So Unity, for example, if you write Unity, you can make things cross-platform pretty easily, and so that's a C# place to make games. So if people are interested in that, use C#. Unity is a good answer. Oh, actually, Windows actually is down in terms of its percentage. Windows used to have a very large market share, especially in the years when Apple was basically going bankrupt. In that time period, there were some major problems. So, if not for Microsoft, Microsoft would have been a monopoly because Apple almost went under. So Microsoft actually stepped in, bought a significant portion of Apple, revitalized it, and then sold it off. So they saved the company. Okay. There we go. Much better. So now I'm going to do a horrible thing. You guys aren't going to pay attention. You're not watching anything right now, right? Quiz game. There we go. That's why Windows is better. Don't own, nor ever did own any Apple product. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Wheelspin. I've owned Apple products, Microsoft products. I've run Windows machines. I've run Linux machines. I've run OS X machines. There are so many good computers out there. Of all kinds. I get annoyed by how incredibly expensive. What? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, give me a break. Everybody enjoys different beverages. There are so many good beverages out there. That's true, Arid Tag. Yeah, I do actually prefer Pepsi, but that doesn't mean that I don't buy Coke Zero and Pepsi Zero. I drink them all. They're all good. Okay, hang on a second, guys. What is this? Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Nothing happening. Definitely not doing anything right now. Nope. Okay, welcome back. I mean, whoops. You saw nothing. Nothing. Yep, no one was looking at that. No one. No, Munzie. I did a force push, not a force pull. Did a force push, not a force pull. Totally different. A force pull, that's crazy. That's like what Jedi do, you know, they're like force pull an object to them or something. Munzie. Yeah. Munzie, don't leave me. You can't leave. I didn't know. I won't do it again, Munzie. What do you mean? Yeah. Oh, it's easier than doing anything else. Keeps it nicer. What's up, Wheelspin? Why you say dude? You don't like the... Alright, so... Yeah, so one of the funny things is you can refund my Twitch. Alright, I will point out, like, you can take all your time, do all the fancy stuff you want, but every once in a while, it's just faster to do that. Kind of like how I'll point out to people that, in a lot of cases, you're better off just delete and repull, like, So the thing with Git is there's always a way to do what you're trying to do, and you can go do it that way and do it the right way every time, but you'll spend like a half hour doing something that, like, you could do in a minute. It's just silly. We're not going to waste the stream on that. Oh, is that... Wow, WTF Club, that's impressive. I didn't know they let you do that. Okay, so... Yeah, alright. So we need to change this to an iCurrency generator. iCurrency generator. iCurrency generator. iCurrency generator. And one there and one there. And then we need to fix that. Would it be possible to run the bot as an app and people would type on the app instead of the Twitch site? Technically, yes. But that would be a lot of coding there, Wheelspin, to actually make that happen. So, alright, let me click a couple of buttons there. Let me click that button. I'm really confused by this. I don't even know how this was possible. Oh, son of a gun. Never mind. I am crazy. Don't mind me. Code. Branches. Where is it? Fix issue. Nuke that. Goodbye. Okay, cool. Gone. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna go fix that issue again. What is going on in chat? Test, what happened to chat overlay? Arid tag, we're still gonna build the chat overlay. In fact, we're gonna be doing that one soon. I'm gonna start our web stuff, the web changes that we want. If I don't start them on Monday, we're gonna start them on Tuesday. So we're gonna have James Chambers finally on stream. He missed like the past, I don't know how many streams he was supposed to be here and then didn't make it on. But he will be here for those. So fixing tests broken by the rebase. Why are you guys typing in that $sign? Is chat doing something weird with $signs? I didn't actually look. What's it saying? Oh, message quote. Yeah, so that's not on my end. That is actually Streamlabs that has that bug. Maybe we can tell them about it. I don't know what it does when they put in that $sign. Yeah, it says... Yeah, exactly. They're doing some kind of weird thing there. So, guys, when you put that in there on the chat thing, that's not going to hit my computer. That's not where that code's running. So that's running out on Streamlabs. So, you're hitting Streamlabs server with that and confusing it. So they have some kind of bug that they need to get fixed. Okay. Let's see. Want to make sure that we get that good. So we've got that fixed. Currency generator is no longer broken. Let's go open up the quiz command and the quiz game. Quiz command and the quiz game. Okay, so right now the quiz game is mostly playable. It needs some work, but it is mostly playable. I just did that to do, actually, so I'm going to nuke that comment. The thing we need now is actually quiz questions, I think. So, at this point, I think I'd be okay bringing this in. It's not great yet, but it works. Oh, sorry, guys, I didn't restart the bot. Let me bring the bot back on. Sorry, Wheelspin. Here it comes. Incoming bot. Incoming bot. So for anybody that was interested and is in here, keep in mind all the code that we work on here on stream is out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter, and if you want to chat with us, check us out on Discord. The link is in the chat there. So it's Discord and then that big garbled thing, so it's over there. And I often have links below to all this stuff as well if you want to check out any of that stuff. And Arid Tag is lurking. That is my... whoops. I don't have it on this account. That's funny. I forgot about that. I meant to do this. That's a lurk emote. We don't have a lurk emote in here yet. Oh, quiz join. Yep, I will join the quiz. Yeah, sorry about that, Wheelspin. Like, we need to make that easier. That whole process needs to be a little easier. Okay, so we need random questions. Model, we need quiz question. It's right here. Quiz question is not yet, this is not yet used actually as a data entity. So we need to go into our infrastructure EF and add it in here as one of our entities. So we're going to make that be quiz questions. There we go. So we now have quiz questions in our data context, which means that it now works as long as we add this. Whoops. Quiz and B. And that is quiz B. Okay, there we go. I'm playing the quiz, guys. I'm gonna win. To be honest, I'm actually wondering if Fritz is still messing around with his Git issue or not, or if he's actually started writing code again. I would love to know. Oh, WorldWake. What happened? Oh, that's cool. Does it have, so those questions, does it have, hints for the answers as well, Wheelspin? Or WorldWake, I mean? School, and I have no idea what it is. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, we may have to take a look at that. I would like it if it is definitely moderated to keep it a little bit safe from, like, crazy stuff people might put in there, but I do like the idea. I really want to have something basically like that, so that's awesome. Oh, quiz join. Quiz. No, I didn't get in. Okay. No one's in it. There's another thing we gotta fix. We need to make it so that if no one's in there, it doesn't start it. Anyway, we need to do a migration in Entity Framework. So Entity Frameworks are ORM for anybody who's in here and doesn't know that. And in order to make a new migration meaning that this is the code that updates our database based on this. So we're going to do add migration. And this is going to be quiz question. This is going to be create quiz questions table. And now I need to say project. So we keep our all of our EF code in this separate project. So inside of devchatter.bot.infra.ef. That's where all of our Entity Framework code is. Yeah, WTF Love, WTF Love, that's actually the reason why I did the force push, is because I don't want to be messing around with stuff on stream. So, like, there's a number of things where I'm like, I try to do a lot of things right, but there are some things where I'm like, I don't want to mess around with this on stream. It's just not worth my time to do that. I would rather you guys see us actually do interesting things. Yeah, WorldWake, let's avoid that. But yeah, that is actually kind of the point, is that we don't want to we don't want to have questions that are completely unmoderated. Whoops. I just realized the bot, so I forgot when you run this, Entity Framework needs to build the project. So I don't know what just happened. Quiz question letter assignment could not be mapped. Whoops. Yeah, we don't want that. We need to tell it to ignore this. So let's go in here. We need to say ignore this. So model builder.entity, and it is quiz questions. And we're gonna say dot ignore letter assignment. Okay, so that should do it. Let's try that again. What's going on? You should add interesting coding quiz, like, for example, what command would you use to create a small calculator or something like that. Hockey game starting in 10 minutes, gotta run. Finland v. Canada, huh? Or maybe throw a few common interview questions on each. Yeah, no, that is a good idea. When we make our default database stuff, I will make sure that we have some interesting programming questions in there, which we can put in. Okay, cool. So that should have just made our change there, which actually... Okay, so what did we get? So let me commit this first, because this is a bit of code cleanup here. What's that? So code cleanup. Now these ones are adding these new tables, and then that is that. Let's take a look at what's in this table. So it created this. It made a quiz questions table in our SQL database, and then inside of here it has an ID with a GUID, a string for the correct answer, a string for... So these are all nullable, although I don't necessarily want them to be, but it's not the end of the world that they are. I don't care, really. They're not going to be null because we're going to assign them with values, but it doesn't... it's not ideal, but I'm not going to fix it either. Primary key quiz questions, that's correct, and then you undo it by just dropping the table. That sounds right. Now let's take a look at what it actually made for this. So if we take a look at this one, I think it'll show us more specifically. No, that's going to show us the whole thing. Okay. So just added that in. Okay. So let's tick that box. Adding quiz questions to database and migration. There we go. Alright, what did you guys say in chat? and you can actually learn something from that. Yeah, 8 in FPS. That would actually be useful to people that are watching the stream, so it would be good. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we got. So now, in theory, we should be able to use the data in the database. So when I restart the bot, it should automatically do our migration because that's how we have our bot set up. So normally, if you were in there, you'd say like you'd do update database, and that command would run your migrations for anybody that is interested. That's how you would normally do it. But our bot has at the startup to just run that command basically from inside the bot. So we sort of cheat a little bit there. Makes it easier for any of you that are going to run the bot. You just have to set your connection string, and then you just start it, and it will create the database for you, and you don't have to do any work. So part of that's to make the open source project a little bit easier for people to join in and work with us on it. So that's the way that one works. Let's take a look at our DevChatter bot tables. We should have quiz questions now, right there. Let's take a look. Data should be empty. Now what we don't have yet is we don't have a way to add questions from in there. So we don't have a way to do this from the chat. So you can't just type it in there yet. And in fact, I'm not sure if we want to do that because of the fact that you have to add, you need the question, the correct answer, a hint, a second hint, and wrong answers. You need all that data. So that seems difficult to me to add in as a chat piece. So we're probably going to need to actually have, so as anybody who's in here regularly knows, we're going to add a web interface to this. So there's going to be a page where you set up these answers. So instead of going here to the database like I'm doing right now, you'll just pull that up and set it up that way. So you'll pull up that page and do that. So let's take a look. Here are our questions. Let's side by side these. And I'm just going to paste these in here. So we have our one question, so we can start randomly pulling just this one question. There is the question. Hint 1 is this one. Whoops. There's hint 1. And yes, this is going to be one of the questions for now. But we're going to get better questions too. And then the correct answer is DevChatter. C# Fritz is not the correct answer. Neither is that one that ends in Kappa. And Robbie is not the correct answer either. What the? Oh, did I need to put, It doesn't auto give me that ID? Are you kidding me? RIP. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Cancel that. No, you win, thing. I'm gonna do it your way. I'm gonna do it your way. We're gonna take this. We're gonna hop over to our setup database code, and we're gonna put it in that way. So, basically what our bot has is it'll get you set up with an initial set of data the first time you run it. If you don't have data for a certain area of the code base. So you'll notice that we add in some basic schedule stuff, interval commands, simple commands, some quotes, the hangman words. We give you a bunch of stuff to get you started. So now we're going to add quiz question. So basically say, if you don't have any quiz questions, we're going to give you a set of quiz questions, which also means if you want to update to the new set, you can just delete your database or change this code, and you'll get set up with the new stuff. So we want get initial, not hangman words. We want get initial quiz questions. There we go. So now, let's go ahead and add that method. This is going to be a list of quiz question. And basically, we just need to return a new list of quiz question that we're going to make right here. So instead of return on that, we're just going to have new quiz question. And then instead of ending with a semicolon, it's going to end with a comma. There we go. Quiz question number 2. Whoops, what? Why is the return still there? I thought I got rid of the return. Did I Control Z that or something? Oh, whoops. No, I just copied the wrong thing. That was my bad. I'm smoking something, guys. I'm smoking something. I don't know what it is I'm smoking, but I'm clearly smoking it. Sorry, I just totally borked all my curlies there, I think. Alright, I think we're fixed now. Let me find out. Let me build real quickly here. Hey, C# Fritz and friends. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hopefully you all were having a good time. This is DevChatter, and here in DevChatter we do a lot of C# coding, and I don't know, I think you're going to like it. So, welcome. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. I am going to restart our bot, which, yes, runs as a console application because the bot can pretty much run anywhere. We have before put it inside of a web app, and we're probably going to do that again. We've been waiting for ASP.NET 2.1, which is now out. So we have just added a quiz game to our bot. If anyone is interested, we can talk to you a little bit about it. But I need to add some additional questions to it right now, so we just added a database. So we added a table that we're going to use. We just did an EF core migration so that we have this table for this code. And now I need to add in my list of questions. So this is going to be our default data that's going to come in. And I need some questions related to C#. Which of these is valid in C#? We'll get our hints in a second. We'll say not valid in C#. So I want to say I want to do all these related to assignment because I think that'll be interesting. Shark Deed, yes. Feel free to join the game. There's not much question yet, so we're just setting up what our questions are going to be. Oh, there's our question. And see, this is a funny question to ask because we just had all the C# Fritz people come in. So clearly the answer is B in this popularity contest. Wait, we aren't wearing hats? Yeah, we love C# Fritz here. He's a good dude. So that is perfectly valid C#. What's another one? Int x, int y, and then we're going to say equals 1, 2. So there's one answer that should be throwing people off there. The ASD, welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully you're enjoying DevChatter. And now something else that is valid, C#. Let's do this just so that we can be sure that we are right. So we're going to say int x equals 1, int, then we're going to take this other code that I just wrote here. I'm going to put this one up there also. Well, certainly not valid after we already had one. So we're going to say z equals that. Okay, so those are both valid. And then I want to say int x, int x comma, a comma b. We'll do that so that they all run here. So I'm going to do that. So that should also be valid here. So the interesting thing here is that A is not assigned, unless I do that. Okay. DevChatter, do you have any tips for setting up the secret manager? Can you briefly show your app settings that have a different key for each secret? Yeah, I can show you my user secrets. But I'm not going to show you the secrets, but I'll show you how it's set up. So this is the way that it is set up. So basically, you just make a settings file, an appsettings.json file, and you use the structures you would normally. So notice I have an object for the Twitch client settings, and then it has these values in it. In my user secrets file, I also have these same settings. So I have this object and this piece in here. This is what's inside that file. And then it just has the real values instead of the word secret. And then in order to make the file work, you have to create, in here, you need a user secrets ID. And then this is actually going to be the name of the file it uses for your user secrets inside of your user directory. So that's actually how that's set up. There is no shortcut to get to it here, because despite the fact that I asked Microsoft to get us that for console applications, they have yet to get us user secrets here, because I don't know why, but they haven't done it yet, so hopefully they'll do it soon. Okay, so we could do that one. So this is another one, so we're going to call this valid. And then what would be a good invalid assignment to put in here? Let's see. We'll put in this one. Okay, now what are the hints that we can give for this? So we need a couple of hints. So which of these is not valid in C#? And I just want to put in a couple of questions. We're not going to put in tons of questions, everybody. We're just going to put in a couple of questions just so our bot has like 2. Till Momendog. Thank you. Momendog. I apologize for butchering your name. I'm trying to figure out what that one is there, because I can't tell if that's an I or an L. But welcome. Hi. See, look, I can do the hey guys face too. And AU for all, welcome. So what do we want to say here for hints? We'll say tuples are okay by me. Oh, I said it correctly one time? Which one was the correct one, though? I guessed a couple of things. And, welcome to everybody that's enjoying the chat and has clicked the follow. The first one. Okay. Was it Till Mom and Dog? Is that what I said? I think that was the one I said first. It's hard to remember which one I said first. Guessed a couple. Okay, cool. Awesome. Got it. Tuples are okay by me. And then I want to give him a pass on one of the other ones to kind of tell you what the answer is. Tuples are okay by me. And then we want to give this one away. So... Well, let me do this first off. We're going to say 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then... should I give 3 hints? Okay, there we go. Hey, Valk, welcome. Cool, glad I got that right. All right, so that should work now. I'm going to go ahead and restart the bot, and we're going to try the quiz question. Well, no, because it's not wired up to actually use these. Give me 1 second. I need to make it pick a random one. Let me go to the quiz game. So this says get random question. You'll notice it didn't exactly choose randomly there. Return. And do I still have the repository in here? I don't. Son of a gun! I had the repository in here before. Brendan, what are you doing? All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring back the repository. Repository, resurrect. Repository, repository, and that. Now we're going to wire that up to our field right there. And now we're going to go down here. We're going to say that. And then we're going to say list all of them. And we're going to say data entry. Data item policy of quiz question. I don't remember if I allow myself to do this or not. All. Single, right? Okay, cool. All right, so that works. I just want to make sure that code was going to work. And then here's what I need to do. I need to do my random dot choose random item from this set. Cannot implicitly convert from... Oh, what was the other parameter? Oh, why is choose random item returning back a tuple? Oh, whether or not it got it. Chosen item and bool success. There we go. So instead of saying, where did I say item 1? Chosen item. There we go. And actually that should have been a capital C, shouldn't it? To match with what we'd probably expect on that. So then success and chosen item, we're going to rename that here, and then now it should be good. I'm going to try to run this. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Valk. I can tell you, you probably have no idea what I'm doing. I need to update this to have a repository in the beginning. So repository, and put in the object there. So now I need to just put this at the beginning of each line that has this error. Whoops, right there. Right there. Whoops. Developers. Hacking TV, welcome. Welcome everybody from Hacking TV. Hopefully you are here to see some awesome C# code that we're writing. Should be fun. Let's get rid of those. And let's build this. You don't have the Gang of 4 book and you recommend it. Oh. Okay. I actually like headfirst design patterns for anyone that is actually interested in learning design patterns. That's on my recommended reading list. I like it because it's much better. Hang on. You will see this bot is actually in our chat. It's actually not right now because I turned it off because I was doing a little bit of building there. But yeah, the bot that we're actually working on is in chat. So it is this bot. So you can talk to our bot. That's it. Oh yeah. So Async Awake just pointed out you can play Hangman with the bot. So if anyone's interested in playing a game of Hangman, ooh, that's a bad one. It doesn't have E or R. We're in trouble. Oh, good. Well, in that case, Valkyrie, you know a little bit about what we're doing. Ooh, what is that word? I'm now wondering what our word is here. Did anybody guess T yet? Okay. Ooh, I'm not sure what this word is. Nope, H is not in there. What is that word? Oh, welcome. Acing Awake, you win. You got it. Yeah, wow, that is a tough one. Visual Studio. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's good. That's good. Okay, so, yeah, that was a difficult word. Whew. Kind of surprised by that one. Okay, so anyway, so the game we're actually working on right now is our quiz game. Now, I don't know what word it's going to choose for us, but if anyone's interested in the quiz game, do a !! quiz and then join to join in the quiz game, and that basically lets you play. Yeah. That is actually a good idea. We could have the bot actually talk like that for some of the relevant things that it does, so it'd be a little bit more obvious. Interestingly, we can also modify color. So we can choose specific color, so it doesn't necessarily have to type like that. And the only reason to join the game is because you want free coins, so the in-chat currency is coins. So our coins are tokens. We are an arcade, so this is these are our arcade games. So you use coins to play games. Oh, it chose this one. Oh, boo. Okay, so hey, thank you for the subscription. And for anybody that didn't notice, that was Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer dancing like they're in Night at the Roxbury, which is really ridiculous. C# is awesome. I agree. It is a very good language. There are a lot of good languages out there. This is just one of the ones that is good. And it's good for this kind of stuff, actually. It writes this code well. Okay, so we now should have... So in theory, it can choose the other question now also. Yes, I have done code in Python. I actually used to teach a Python course at a university, but that's been more than a decade since then. But I used to actually be a Python developer. I used to teach it. It's also a very fun, good language. Okay, so that stuff works. Let's go ahead and get this committed. So we're going to say add quiz question selection from database. And I will add more questions to our database later so we have more quiz questions, because you guys don't want to see me coming up with quiz questions on stream. That's not fun. We're here to write code. That stuff's fun. So I do want to get us a pull request, though, so that we can bring this in. So this game is certainly not done. But I think it is far enough that we can bring it into the bot as part of the main branch, and make it so that other people could add features to it and fix bugs in it. So for anyone who doesn't know, all of our code is actually out on GitHub, github.com/devchatter, and anyone here, actually you don't even have to be here, anybody can contribute to this project if you want to, by sending us pull requests, issues, whatever. So, let's see, if you've done this, make you feel like... Valkyrie, I'm a good deal older than you are. So keep in mind, I've been programming for 20 years. So how did you connect with the Twitch chat? Is this working as an API, or do you have some library? So we are connected to a library. That library is TwitchLib, which I can show you in a moment. So adding the quiz game. We're going to bring this in here. Quiz with a lowercase u. And create pull request assignees. So I'm going to create that pull request. It might not be done. We're probably going to have someone... yeah, Valkyrie, that's true, but you also got to keep in mind that I didn't go to college for 4 years like most people. I was done with college much faster than most. In fact, I was going to complete my computer science degree in 2 years, but scheduling conflict. So my third year of college, I took courses like Adult Swim, which literally means we watched cartoons in class. That was it was a journalism course. What do you want? It was fun though, and let's see, I took an intro to computer programming course. I took a computer literacy course where they taught us what the mouse was because I needed to be a full-time student that year. So, little ridiculous. It's like, yeah, I'm a graduating computer science major and I'm learning what a mouse is. Yeah, totally learned a lot in that class. But scheduling conflicts, it sucks. Yeah, exactly. So the questions about how we connect to Twitch and how we connect to the Twitch chat, I can give you a little bit of explanation on how that actually works. So there's a couple of things going on here. So Twitch has an API, and that's actually how a mouse. It's a small creature. It's got a little curly tail. They're kind of cute. Anyway, the way that you connect to Twitch, there's an API. There's a Twitch API. There's actually 3 different Twitch APIs. We're connected to the V5 API right now. There's a V3 API, and there's something called Helix. Now, we are going to be switching to Helix. That's the new one. It's the only one that's going to exist much longer. But we're connected to the one that was most recently deprecated. The reason we're connected to the deprecated one is because the new one is not full-featured yet. So some things you still have to fall back on to this. And while it's deprecated, it's not disappearing until the end of the year. So sometime this summer, we're going to do a full switch over to the new Twitch API, the Helix API. So that's going to be one of the fun things that we're going to be doing on stream is we're going to look at how easy it is to make this change. So we have kept our code modularized so that the code that deals with connecting to Twitch, since we knew we were going to change it eventually, we actually have kept that separate because we know we're going to have to switch our Twitch API at some point. So we did not get that all mixed into the rest of our code. So it should be an easy change to make. So we'll see how that goes when we actually do it. Let me see what's in here. I'm ridiculous. To be honest, many OG programmers never used a mouse and didn't want to. Yeah, but once you start using an IDE, it's so nice to use a mouse because I can do things like this, and this is just nice. I mean, look at this. I can be like, oh yeah, I want these above that, so grab those and just drag it up here, and I'm like, boom. So, the mouse is nice. It's got some good stuff. I'm a mouse and keyboard guy. I can spell no one look at that word. Oh yeah. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So that's how we set up our quiz questions. Quiz command is in there. I want to try and get someone else to look at this. So I am going to do this. I am going to say help wanted because I want someone to actually show up here and review this. TH4M32, or maybe that could be Thamer or Tamer, or it could be some other thing, but welcome, thanks for following. Hopefully you're enjoying DevChatter. We've got that pull request set up, and we need to work on something else on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch us off of the quiz game branch and over to our master branch again. And I'm going to fetch to make sure that we've got this. Lord Divinus, how do I work on my tone of voice to not sound monotonous every time at work? I don't get to sweep. That is a great question. In general, I would tell you to be excited about things, because if you are excited and sound interested in things, you will be less monotonous. Just in general. So be happy, be excited about stuff, have fun. It's much nicer. Calendar shot? What do you mean calendar shot? What calendar shot? Shaded. Okay. So we are back on the master branch, which is totally fine. And I want to... Oh, yeah, when people follow. Yeah, someone click the, someone click follow. Someone that's in here that hasn't followed yet. Click the follow button, because I want to show you what the alert is that we get. So you can all take a look at that. Because there's an alert that pops up when someone follows. Yes, thank you. There we go. now we just have to wait for... So the bot already picked it up. Now we just have to wait for Streamlabs to notice that someone followed. So take a look at this picture that shows up here. And tell me if you can recognize the person in the front. I'm going to do a couple of things while we wait for that to happen. Like restarting the bot. So this bot no longer has a quiz game, everybody. So we're now running the master branch, so no quiz game. Come on, Streamlabs. Would you notice? There it goes. Okay, so see that line of people that are walking off the edge of that cliff there? That's me! I'm the one in the front! I'm leading people off the edge of a cliff. For anyone who doesn't know, sadly we don't do this anymore, but software craftsmanship calendar. I'm going to do a little aside right here. Software craftsmanship calendar, if you Google this, you'll actually find that we used to make a software craftsmanship calendar. We actually kickstarted it a couple of times. And, oh yeah, see, you can see me. I'm the creepy guy in this window here. That's really small for you guys. Whoops. Open image in new tab. Right here. That's me in that window. Isn't that creepy? Yep, that's me. Also, our guest on Thursday is right here. That's Eric. So... Okay, so, oh, and, WTF Blub put up our schedule. So, for anybody who is wondering when we stream, you can go ahead and take a look at our schedule by doing !schedule, and, oh, did I get it fixed? Yes, okay, cool. So, !schedule and do a, your offset. So, I am at -4. So that means that my stream starts at 2 p.m. my time on Mondays and Tuesdays, starts at noon on Thursdays, and starts at 1 p.m. on Saturdays. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for anybody who is interested in catching future stream. And also you can find our schedule down below the stream. So if you take a look down there, you will find our schedule and other information about DevChatter. Okay, so here is what we are going to work on, because we need to make some changes to this bot. We want to improve things. We want to nice things up a little bit. So we're going to have a look at our list of issues, and I want to see if there's anything that we said that we're doing on stream that we want to do. I don't want to update to the latest Twitch lib right now, because I need to mess around with stuff that I don't want to show you guys. And actually, I need to associate this with that one. Oh, hey, build broke. I'm going to go fix that. So, number 42. There we go. Resolves. Let's say, fixes 42. Update that comment. Alright, so we want to take a look at this. I want to see why this failed. So we're going to bring this up. Something broke. What happened? A test fail? A test failed, see? There we go. One of the tests failed. Let's take a look at which one. We're going to jump back over to that branch really quickly and figure out which one is broken. Back on our quiz game. Build this. No. No, that's not in the info, actually. Alright, so I'm going to restart the bot here, and then I'm going to run the unit tests. Run unit tests. Alright, let's see what fails. There it is. That's not surprising that was one of the game ones. Ooh, quiz question. Attempt to join. Oh, what happened? Argument null. Okay, I'm not terribly surprised. We messed around with our mocks, so something clearly broken here. Let's go ahead and run this. We're going to find out what was null. So we're going to debug this test, and we're going to see what it was. So I think it's just a failing of the test. Okay, so we tried to choose a random item from an empty collection. That's an easy thing to fix. I could also just do that. Now let's run the test again. and we'll see what happens. Zelvixidian, yes, our code is all out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. So if anybody is interested in taking a look at that, that's where you will find it. Oh, interesting. It's still null reft. Okay. Client send message, random question. Oh, because then we don't have a random question. Okay, that's fine. Rage. Alright, we'll actually fix it. So we're going to go over here, and we will say that this object, so this is our repo, so we're going to say mock repo. So what I basically need to do is I need to make it so the repository actually returns data, because our code is not actually expecting there to be data. Or our code expects there to always be data. So, which there should always be data of some kind, so this should never fail. So we're going to say list, and we're going to say it.isAny data. Well, actually, it's going to be the same one, I think, actually. So I'm going to do this. We're going to say data item policy of type quiz question, and then we're going to say .all, because this is the one we expect, and then it's going to return back a new list of quiz questions, including our quiz question, which I don't think needs to actually have those values. I think all of those can be null, and it shouldn't be a problem, because we're not doing anything with the actual values of those. So this should become... Oh, man. Wait, what? Hit an Any on a null. Where? Oh, this one. But I returned back the collection. Oh, yeah, because I just rage. Yes. I mean, I also could have, you know, had a really sad conversation with you all. Quiz question, data item list, data item policy, quiz questions. Oh, do I make a new one each time? Oh, it's a new one each time. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Nope, this never got expected. This never happened. I didn't actually do that. So I need to say this. I need to say it.isAny, and any one of those. And then when it is one of those, we return this. So now it should work. I forgot that the way our policies work, we actually get a new policy instance each time, and so that's why that didn't happen. So if that didn't make sense to anybody, I will go back and show you why I needed to make the change that I did there. So just shout out if you did. It's a little confusing. Heck, I'll just explain it. So the idea is that when I call this, because we're getting a new one each time instead of reusing it, it wasn't the exact same one. So when our mock went to look to see if this happened, it said, no, that's not the one I'm expecting. So I needed to tell it, expect any one of this type, and then it would be fine. So that's all it was. I feel claustrophobic with a small coding window. I usually have the bottom window... Oh, you mean like this? But I need to fit it all onto this screen so you guys can see it. I can't stream on multiple screens very easily. Alright, so that ought to fix that. So this is fixing the test. Fixing broken test. So we're going to commit that, push that up. Oh, well, yes, I could click the hidden. See, look, it's gone. It's gone. But I'm going to bring it back because I like seeing it every once in a while. So, either way. There we go. So, that's fixed. Let's take a look. If we watch, so we have an automated build, this AppVeyor build that is going. Oh, I'm not signed in. Okay. So I'll go back here. Should be building those now. Yes, pending. There we go. Okay. Much better. What font size do you use when coding normally? I don't know, probably around this normally. Somewhere around there. But obviously that doesn't work well on a stream. So we're on this, which is like presenter mode or something like that. Yeah, so Till Mom and Dog, I also have really small font size, but you know, we're on a stream, so I gotta make it big enough in case someone's on a tablet or something like that. Someone might be on their phone. If you're on your phone, you're a real champion of being able to read small text on a screen. So one of the things that we're going to be adding to the bot sometime soon, I want to add some robust logging. So we're going to add an iLogger interface at some point and get this going. So I don't think I want to do that right now, but that is something we're going to want to add soon. Did this pass? Yes. Okay, so the branch has completed its build, so that means that our tests are passing. Oh, awesome, Zalvixidian. Thank you very much for you know, switching to the desktop. It's much nicer on the desktop. You can see more stuff. Okay, command list ordered by usage date. I'm not going to do that. Add mining game for tokens. Maybe at some point. Include end user support for getting Twitch configuration. That is going to be when we... So this depends on the website. So I kind of want to make a project in GitHub. So let's take a look at how we set that up. Projects. There aren't any projects. I want to make a project. How do I make a project? I don't remember how to do this. Anybody remember how to do projects? Pages, features, projects. Projects, there we go. Like project board. No, I don't want a project. I want a milestone, that's what I want. It's milestones, that's what they are. There we go. So milestones create a collection of issues and pull requests for a particular release or project. Here we go. So this is the web stuff. 3 screens of stuff. Yes, exactly, Zalvixidian. We devs like lots and lots of screens. So we're going to call this the web configuration and web app and overlay. These are the issues related to the web app and overlay we want to build. So now if I go to the issues, we should be able to put some of these inside of that. So soundboard to connect to the whisper users, send a code command, alias command, commands listed by that, include end user support, so this is part of that. Enhance commands, add counter to show how often I can add achievements. Achievements is going to be part of that. Show hype on screen. There we go. So those ones, and is this just filter? Or does that put them on that milestone? There we go. Cool. Okay, so those are part of this milestone now, so we can actually take a look at that. So that's nice. Yeah, so actually on this setup I only have 2 screens here, but I've got another couple of screens on another computer in my house. But I often have like a laptop set up over here also, and I've got my phone sitting right here that has a screen up in front of me. It's sitting on a docking station. And one thing I highly recommend, so you guys have probably noticed I do pair programming streams every once in a while, and I bring on a pair. I actually have done a lot of pair programming in my career. In fact, most of the places I've worked, I've made sure that we did pair programming. And so usually what I like to have is I like to have 2 monitors set up in front of the pair, and then each of the developers that's in the pair, or developers, designers, whoever it is in the pair, whether it be a QA person or whatever, each one has a laptop along the side so that they can search other things while the pair is working together. But then you can also have stuff up in front of you. So I really like that setup, if anybody is wondering. And I do actually have a, if you are interested in learning more about pair programming, good techniques how to do it, I would recommend you check out my pair programming course on Pluralsight, which I actually realize I need to update that course with VS Live Share now that it's out. PR reviews on iPads. I could see people doing that. The way I would do a PR review now is this. So you can actually do a PR review by pulling up the pull request here inside of GitHub, and this will actually pull it down into your local code. And then once you've got that, or you can just have the branch if it's your branch. So if we wanted to look at the quiz game, I could just open it up here, and then we could use VS Live Share to be able to collaborate on that code and actually review it locally on my computer. So I think VS Live Share is going to make pull request code reviews really, really awesome. So we'll see how that ends up. Let's see, what would be a good thing to work on? Add expected command arguments. I don't want to do that one yet. Add basic error logging. Yeah, I really need to get to error logging at some point. Maybe I'll start that on Monday. What do you guys think about doing logging on Monday? Would that be a good one? Would you all be interested in that? Async awake sounds good. We'll do logging on Monday. So let's do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop over here to our stream info project, and I am going to edit our README and put on next week on Monday. So May 14th. I'm going to say add logging to the chatbot. And then keep in mind, we've got pair programming with James Chambers on Tuesday, so that'll be fun. James has been on here before and pair programmed with us. Can't watch weekday streams. Oh, Zalvixidian, that's, yeah. I know some people get Twitch blocked at their work, and so that's part of the challenge. I don't know what your time zone is, so I don't know how well suited we are for you to catch the stream. So if you do miss it for that reason, yeah, sorry. But at least we have good Saturday streams to do. So, and my you're in Pittsburgh. You're only like a couple of hours away from me. That's not very far away at all. Sir Teapot, welcome. Thanks for following. So yeah, Zalvixidian, you are close by. Okay, no, I don't want to mess with that one just yet. Let's go back to the quiz game for a second, because I want to fix it, actually. So we were just working on this. I'm going to go back to the quiz game. We're not done with it. It could get merged in, potentially, but I don't think we're done. Oh! Nice! Yeah, I don't live in Columbus. I am closer to Pittsburgh than Columbus, actually. But, I know a lot of people that live in Columbus. It is a city that I really like, actually. So, for anyone that doesn't know, Columbus is actually a very nice city, and it's got a very good tech community, actually. So, it is a place that you shouldn't be worried about going if you are a dev. Okay, so I am going to nuke these. Whoops. These. So we don't need to pass in the repository to any of these operations because they're not using it. So we're going to get rid of that. And are they using the game either? Oh, field can be made read-only. Sounds good. We're going to do that. I'm going to get rid of that from the... Whoops. Get rid of this. And then get back here, open up this one. We're going to get rid of that. Lord Divinus, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Much appreciated. And I apologize for my horrible Night at the Roxbury dancing, but please do enjoy using the DevChatter emote. DevChatter! Yeah. We are big fans of the hype emote here. If you can't tell, that is a small little dinosaur that is, he's got short arms, so he can't hold his hype sign up, so he has little grabbers on there to hold his sign above his head. So, it's very fun. Yep, that one. It's good. We like it. Oh, this is internal. Why is this internal? I mean, it can be internal, but it doesn't need to be. So, let's make this public. And I'm going to clean up that stuff as well. That should be good. That is a really awesome... that is a really awesome set of emotes there. To Mom and Dog. I will tell you that we are... So, the designer that did our emote, I'm already talking with him about some other emotes that we want to do in the stream. And there'll be some good ones. They are going to be a little dinosaur thing, and there's a couple that we want to do. We'll need to get to partner first, so that will take a little bit of time. We need to be averaging 75 viewers over the course of a month, so in order to get that, so it'll be a little while. But keep in mind, this is our 45th episode of DevChatter. We've only been going for about 3 months. And I'm already really, really impressed by how many people we've got showing up and participating. Yeah, so that's one of the things. Yeah, exactly. The big popular channels have tons of emotes. I just want to get like a handful at some point. So I would be perfectly happy with a handful of emotes. We're going to make that one public as well. Can this be... Oh, this one doesn't even use it yet. We need to make leaving possible. Leaving isn't a thing yet, so we're going to add leaving as a concept. So, clean up the quiz operations. Okay, we're going to commit those, push that up. So, we'll get some good ones. We've got plans, and yes, the plans include ones that are like multi-emote connect ones, where you do that kind of stuff like what that is. So should be good stuff. Quiz command is it, and then pass in those 3 operations, but we need leaving to actually do something. So I am going to do this. Let's go back here. So this was join. So... let's go to leave, and we're going to do this. Attempt to leave. That's the chat user that's attempting to leave. This is going to be a leave game result. We're going to rename this to a leave game result. So now I need to go to where the join game result was, which is right here. So this type gets used in a couple of places. One of those is our heist game, and the other one is in our quiz game. Do I want to... Ooh, I'm not sure I want to do this. We might want to go a different route. Gotta think about how we want to do this. So that result is great for those. I'm not sure we want to do it on the other one. I'm just gonna have it return a string for now. We're just gonna do a string. I think there's only 2 cases. Devil 23 C# hype. Welcome. Thanks for following. Yeah, we love C# here. And Dema1512, Dema1512, welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully you're both enjoying DevChatter. We're going to go ahead and add this to our class here. This is the chat user. And then we want to attempt to leave. So that means that we need to say if is running and and the question asking did not start, then you can leave a game. So current players, remove chat user dot display name. Except that's not what this is it? Oh, remove based on the key, and that's what it is. Okay, so cool. That will actually work. So this is you can run it at all. So let's flip this if. So we're going to invert the if. We're going to say if you're not this, return you can't. Game is not running. You can't leave a game that isn't being played. And then I want to do an else if the question asking started. Then we want to say this. We want to say return questions have started. Can't leave. And some of these we're going to want to have them be messages that are sent in whispers, not just messages to the whole chat. Devil23, you're commenting about the people that are in the follow notification. The funny part about that is I don't know if you looked at who they were, but I am actually the person leading that. So that's the meta joke here, is that when you follow, you're following me, and I'm leading you off a cliff. That was a joke. I'm not really leading you off a cliff. I actually think I'm showing you guys good stuff, but I think it's a funny thing to put on there. So here's the problem with the way I do my stream. Dude. Okay, so funny thing I want to tell you guys. So you might have noticed that I'm a little darker. Lighting's not as good right now. The problem is I use actually natural light to light me, so I have a window here, and it has started raining a whole bunch, so that means it's now darker where I am. So actually I realized I could do this to cheat and give myself additional light. So we're going to do that. So there we go. Additional light, like so. Yeah, that worked. There we go. I made my monitor a little bit brighter, so that ought to be a little better. Okay, leave stream before you're forced to drink the Kool-Aid. No, we don't make you drink Kool-Aid here. It's this stuff, yeah. Also, we're not sponsored. And welcome, Greendorf. We're not sponsored yet. If someone wants to reach out to Pepsi and tell them that I'm looking for a Pepsi sponsorship, that would be awesome. Feel free to clip that last thing, because, you know, drinking my Pepsi, you know. So I wouldn't mind a Pepsi sponsorship on stream. Yes, Pepsi cult. Welcome to the Pepsi cult, everyone. Welcome to the Pepsi cult. Okay, so we're saying is running is that else if we're gonna say current players dot contains key chat user dot display name. So if you're in there, then we're going to remove you, and we're going to say return let's make it $. We're going to do string interpolation. We're going to say chat user dot display name has quit the game, and then we're going to say return we're going to do another string interpolation. You aren't in this game. And then chat user display name. Now there's a couple of things I want to put in here. I want to do a to-do and say this needs to be a whisper. That one needs to be a whisper. And same with that one. I think the error states we want to have be a whisper in this one. Till mom and dog. Your Coca-Cola. Yes, exactly. You guys are great. All right. So, because I'm returning, I don't need these. I don't need these else's. Actually, that's a very good point. Thank you, Resharper. I'm an idiot. I don't need these redundant else statements. Don't you love it when your programming tools just tell you that you're doing things you don't actually need to be doing? It's so nice. Okay, so let's go exit. Let's go and start the bot up again. I like that the bot tells us when it's coming and going in chat. It makes it way easier. There we go. By the way, you don't have to say Till Mama Dog. You just call me Till. Till! Well, that's fine. I will call you Till or Till Mom and Dog or Green Dolph, because I don't want to call you Green or Devil, because Devil 23 is probably better than Devil, because, one of them implies that you are the Devil. But let's go ahead and start a quiz game. Quiz leave. I'm not in this game. Quiz join. Quiz leave. Quiz join. Okay, so joining and leaving seems to work. 23 was my father's name. Call me Dev. We already have Dev. I'm Dev. I'm DevChatter. Actually, my name is Brendan, for anybody that doesn't know. So welcome to DevChatter. My name is Brendonius. Brendan, whatever you, I go by different names on the internet. So joining and leaving seems to work. So one of the things I love about this chat is that you guys can all, try this. Yeah, this is, welcome to DevChatter, everyone. We actually stream 4 times a week. We are here on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Feel free to join. And yes, see, enter and exit work. Good job, Zelvixidian. Thank you for testing that stuff. There we go. Okay, so, yep, see? This is not the time to join, because we're already in the game, so quiz C. There we go. So anyway, what I was saying is all of our source code is actually out on GitHub for anybody who is wondering. So github.com/devchatter. And there are actually a bunch of people who are on our Discord that are... Oh, the correct answer was DevChatter. I would have never guessed that DevChatter was the best C# streamer. Good job, Till. And if anybody is interested in chatting with any of us or contributing to the project, check out our GitHub, check out our Discord. The Discord's actually where people who contribute to the project usually talk about things that they're planning on doing in terms of the pull requests and things like that. We talk about code a little bit there, so you are welcome to join the Discord. It is actually just a chat program that's commonly used by gamers, and you can find it over there. And yeah, see? So apparently some people have joined it. Cults tell their people that their leader is the best too. Yeah, I know, they do. Also, please drink this Kool-Aid. There you go. I handed everyone Kool-Aid. So, okay, so let's take a look at this code. I think that works. I think that's good. That is definitely time for a commit. So we're going to say... allow leaving quiz games. Push that up, and then we'll see what we get. Drink, calls every... he definitely doesn't want people to say... Oh, you have Google Assistant, yeah. Well, I won't say that on stream because I'm a nice person, and I won't talk to that Amazon bot either. Or the AI that is in the Halo games, just because I don't want anybody's assistants to suddenly respond, regardless of what company made said assistant. Except if you're Apple and have Siri, because, Siri, why not? Hey Siri, how's it going? I didn't actually watch Google I.O. I was paying attention to Microsoft Build. That is more relevant to me than Google I.O. is, to be honest, because I do a lot of stuff with... Oh, they kept saying it and activating everybody's stuff. Yeah, Greendorf. Build this year was really good. For anybody that didn't catch it, there was a lot of nice stuff for developers. In fact, like, developers. That's what it was like. Google is Skynet. Okay, so I was pulling this up not to go to the stream info one, but to go to our DevChatter bot. We want to take a look at our pull request. This is our pull request here. I wanted to confirm that the last build had succeeded. Yes, fixing the broken test and clean up the quiz. Okay, so both of those worked. Ah, someone gave us some feedback on something. This method is taking in the answers, shuffling them around, and then returning the formatted string, which will be displayed in chat. Method doesn't necessarily convey, perhaps get randomized answers or similar. Set and return. Oh yeah. That is a very good point. Let's take a look at that method. See if we can come up with a better name. Naming is so hard. Naming is seriously the hardest thing we do. I almost decided to go at the last minute, but wanted to have money this week. Yeah, build is an expensive trip. That's not a cheap conference. Google I/O has some incredible stuff this year. AR was big, which I love. Yeah, so I'm glad that. So it's funny because I always sit there and it's like, oh, cool, they're doing the same stuff that other people were doing now too. Awesome, glad they're catching up. Like augmented reality, yes, augmented reality is important. Okay, so this does our random. So set and return random letter. Set and return randomized. Why don't we maybe randomize letters? Letter assignments? I feel like, that might be better. I feel like it flows better in the quiz games. Start asking questions methods. Oh, Vixidian. Oh, for, So print out the main question, set and return randomized letter assignments. So send message of that. Get randomized answers. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, I can see it. Get randomized answers. So if we call it that and then take a look over here, does it make sense? So it makes sense now from the caller's perspective. Get randomized answers. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Randomizes the list of answers and puts them in the letter doing their letter assignment. Returns string containing the letters and assigned answers. String containing the letters and assigned answers. There we go. Okay. So I think with that, it'll make enough sense with that message. So we'll do that. I am totally good with that change. That is a great suggestion. So fix up the fix up that method name. Yeah, that was a really good suggestion. So thank you for that. As I said, naming things is one of the hardest things we do as programmers. So, and that's one of the reasons why I like pair programming so much, is you might come up with a name, and my name made sense, but I like this better. So, Async Awake, yeah, I need to dig and find that one. So what Async Awake is alluding to there in chat is we have, so if you want to take a look at our early videos, you can actually find those out on YouTube. And actually, so I want to be able to upgrade our YouTube channel. So if you are in here and are willing to assist, go ahead and give me a subscribe on YouTube also, because we need to hit 100 subscribers before I can rename the channel. and I wanna get it so it's got a nicer URL. So if we can get to 100 subscribers, then I'll be there. So if you guys can subscribe, I'd appreciate it, just so we can get that updated. Because if you're a follower here, you might as well subscribe there also. It's mainly our archive of our old videos, because you can check the video section here on Twitch to see our old streams, but they only stay here for a little while. You know, Zalvixity, and I had a feeling you were going to do the off by 1 errors joke. Yeah, so the 2 hardest things in programming: naming things, cache invalidation, and off by 1 errors. And I also love that you did cache invalidation, because a lot of people choose whatever that other one that's hard is. It's always an interesting one. Now, cache invalidation is actually a challenging one, but I actually know a little bit about cache invalidation, because I used to work for a developer that was probably still is one of the experts in caching in .NET, and so I actually know a lot about it. I'm not sure if I've seen that talk, Till. I will need to look it up, though. Yep, I've already subscribed and liked most of the videos, but... Yeah, so, Async Awake, I will take a look and see if I can find that one and get it up on YouTube, because we should have the first video up there. One of the things I really need to get to at some point is I want to get the order right on the videos, so I'm going to create a playlist on YouTube at some point and get it so that all of our chatbot videos are in order. Oh, Till, yeah, you won't be able to post it in here in chat necessarily, I don't think. But if you're in our Discord, you could post it there. So that would be a good spot. And if not, you could whisper it to me. Yep, and exactly, yes, see? There's the link to the Discord. So everybody that doesn't know, a lot of the commands that you can use on our bot are actually available to all of you. So if you want to see what commands you can use on the bot, just type the commands command, and the bot will actually tell you which commands you are allowed to use. So it will return back a list of all the commands that you are able to run. And that's run in some capacity. Because some of them do have certain restrictions, like anybody can play the Hangman game, but you have to be a subscriber to start up one, for example. So, and there are a number of interesting ones in there. Because one of the things that people ask all the time is, they ask, hey, how long you been programming? And so I have this. I have a bio command which will tell you a little bit about me. So it's the like basic details that for some reason everybody asks when they get in the channel. How long you been programming? It's like a while. I don't know exactly. So let me go ahead and give this thumbs up and be like, yes. Updated. Thanks. Comment. Alright, let's take a look at this again. So we're going to reload this page. And there we go. Cool. So hopefully someone else will take a look at that pull request at some point and we'll be able to get back to that. For now, let's take a look at some of our other code. Let's see what we can't clean up here. So some of this in this game, I want to put this on its own line. So we're going to do a little bit of cleanup in here. We're going to resort those usings, which I did using the keyboard shortcut Control-RG. I'm running on Windows right now, which shouldn't surprise anybody. I'm running, Visual Studio, and they have Visual Studio for Mac now, but that's not this. Okay. Hint 1, hint 2. Yeah. So, one thing that does surprise people is, long time ago I actually did tech support both for Windows and Mac. So I do know how to use Macs also. So I am familiar with both. So right now we have a lot of code just like shoved in here. I do not like how big this file is. I want to get this much smaller than it is. So that is an issue that I want to get to at some point, is I want to get that cleaned up. This one is much nicer. It's much shorter, much fewer things in it. Yeah. That's Axillary1, welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully you're enjoying DevChatter. Macs are good for design. Almost anything else, Windows is it. I've never understood why people have the need to choose sides. Yeah, Till. I will say they're both really good. And yeah, see, you can actually do C# on a Mac, especially if you run VS Code. Yes, world peace. We don't need to fight over Mac and Windows. They're both good. They both have things that they're better at. And it's actually the same thing that I point out whenever someone comes in here and is like, "What's C#? Oh, C#'s terrible." I sit there and I go like, "Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, C# wouldn't be good for certain tasks. That doesn't mean that it's not a good language. I mean, there are places where C++ is a much better choice than C#. There are places where Java's a good choice, even, which pains me to say. Just kidding, Java guys. You know I still like the Java people. If you're talking what is better for what? Yeah, exactly, Valkyrie. Certain ones are better at certain things. Yes, exactly. If you're doing a lot of graphics work, you're probably going to be on a Mac, or you might be doing Mac and Windows, depending on exactly what you need to work with. Oracle. Yeah, so I will say the leadership of... so I'm not super thrilled with the way that Oracle is running Java. I feel like that Java's not going to be able to keep up with C# because of the way that Oracle is managing Java. Until your comment about Objective-C. So interestingly, the first time I saw Objective-C, my initial thought was, wow, that's one ugly language. It's like really nasty C++ code is kind of what it looked like to me. But I will tell you that I actually like Objective-C once I started using it. Now, I will explain the trick. If you want to like Objective-C, start working with it for a while. It will be really, really, really painful and terrible. And then Stockholm Syndrome will set in. Once it does, you will be in love with Objective-C. Yeah, no, I was kidding, guys. Hopefully everybody knows what Stockholm Syndrome is. Okay, so... we don't want that. That's just going to cause problems. This is such a cult. Yes, Devil23. Yes, we're talking about Stockholm Syndrome. So, yes, clearly a cult. I'm not sure how involved Steve Jobs was in creating Objective-C. Keep in mind that Steve Jobs wasn't a developer. Steve Jobs was a salesman. That's why it's always funny when people compare Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, for example, because Bill Gates is really like the Wozniak of Microsoft, and Steve Jobs and Steve Ballmer would actually line up a little better. Just one company was more focused on the developer. Steve Jobs was a cult leader, not a programmer. Okay, he didn't create it. He hired all the out-of-work Objective-C guys. Yeah, that's fair. As I was when people are getting suspicious of our cult. Yeah, it's dangerous to call out the cult, Devil23. You don't know what cults do to people that try to mess with them. Okay, so we're not actually a cult, everyone. We were kidding. Don't put me on your list. Alright, so we need to do a little bit of code cleanup here. We want to get things niced up a bit. So we did that change. That was a small one. Let's go ahead and get this committed. Whenever I'm just doing basic code cleanup, I don't usually put much description in them because all I'm doing is basically reformatting. And if something breaks, it's not going to be relevant to my comment anyway. It's going to be caused by whatever I did, but I won't be able to identify based on the comment that that was the problem anyway. So hence I don't put those comments in usually. Get random question. Rawr, DevChatter hype. Okay, so we got that. This really needs to get cleaned up. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We have our iQuiz game is a game. but I kind of feel like game needs some stuff in it. I think... Yeah, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a derived type. I want to make an abstract class called a joinable game. Public abstract class joinable game. We are going to make joinable game be a thing. Let me see what happened in chat. Well, C# is kind of like a cult. Woz and Gates were focused on being developers, and Balmer was focused on developers. Yes, exactly. I'm here since a long time being the test. What about Agile? Well, technically, testing doesn't have anything to do with Agile, but yes, I do like Agile. In fact, I've done a lot of Agile coaching in the past for various teams. But the stuff we were doing isn't... I mean, we could technically test our reset method, but it doesn't do much. So we probably should add a test on it, but I don't have it yet. Let me go ahead and do a couple of things, though. I want to make this a protected setter so that we can edit this value in our classes that inherit from our joinable game. I want to move this to its own file, and here's what I'm going to do. I want to make the quiz game be a joinable game because a couple of these are gonna be in here. Yeah, so we should test these things. You actually are right. So only one, like Agile methodology actually has had testing in the forefront of it, and the reason why it put testing in there is because it enabled many of its other practices, and that one's extreme programming. So extreme programming is actually... I like extreme programming in Kanban, and extreme programming does recommend unit testing. It's also the one that recommended pair programming. Shaded Valkyrie, random question. Are you playing the new Harry Potter game? Short answer, yes. Yes, I am. 1 second, everybody. Nope. Hey, I was going to grab a book and show you guys one of the books that's on my recommended read, like that's a book that I recommend people read, but it's under a stack of other books, and so I wasn't going to grab it out of the bottom because I don't want to tip everything over and mess with all of it. It's an extreme programming book that I like, actually. It's not part of my recommended reading list, but I do like the book. So, anyway, so we made this a joinable game, so we no longer need is running there because it's on our base class that we are inheriting from, so we can get rid of that. The next thing that I want to do is... so we have is game joinable. What did we call that base then? So we did joinable game is running. So I want to have this is game joinable. We're going to make this an abstract boolean. So I'm going to make this I'm going to say property bool is game joinable. It's going to have a getter. We're going to make this abstract. So is game joinable. So we're going to make this override. Wait, what? Abstract bool. Wait, hang on. Oh, this has to be public if I were going to do that. Okay. Talking about books, you never answered why the Gang of Four books wasn't on your list. Oh, yeah, no, I can actually answer that one pretty easily. There is a good reason, and I will, yeah, I was trying to sneak away. Ames TV, A1MZ TV, welcome, thanks for following. Hopefully you're enjoying DevChatter. Let me bring up head first design patterns. So this is actually the book. So this one's it's not all that new, but this is the book I was talking about. It's Head First Design Patterns right here. So that book is actually on my recommended list, and that one is similar. So the Gang of, Gang of Four. So, Gang of Four Design Patterns. Here we go. So, Design Patterns is a book that a lot of people know about. Here. So, Design Patterns, it's this book here. Basically, the idea is Gang of Four is these 4 developers that came up with these design patterns that basically like everybody knows. And well, you are allowed to lurk. In fact, there's a lurk command if you just want to stop by and say hello and say you're lurking. So for our design, so the authors are often referred to as the Gang of Four. And basically, the idea is that I recommend the Head First Design Patterns because the Head First series is actually really good. And no, again, not sponsored. They take an approach that is designed not just to teach you these patterns so you understand them, but the books are written such that you remember what's in them a little better. And so that's the idea with that one. Is awesome. There you go. And so that's essentially what you want, is you want to understand and remember these things better. Now, design patterns, like the DDD book, they're books that they're kind of dry, to say the least. Yeah, see, Haloja? The books I recommend, some of them are a little dry, but the point is that I recommend books that I think you're going to learn a lot from. So, I mean, you can learn a lot of words from reading the dictionary, but you're going to get bored. You can learn a lot of things from design patterns, but again, I think you're going to get bored. Certain books, I think, are written more as a reference. So there are some that I would describe as this is basically like a dictionary of things. So you want to go to it, you want to look up how you do a certain thing, and then that's what you're going to do. But the Gang of Four is the Bible of OOP. Yeah, thank you. Yes, exactly. Of course. What do you mean? It's like the... yeah, so I would actually recommend, for anybody that doesn't know, solid design... Let me see what... I'm going to Google something here. Primary principles, cleaner. Solid object-oriented design. Okay, so, for anybody that doesn't know, this is a set of design principles that I really recommend that everybody know and understand if you write object-oriented code. This is actually... You will find solid in a lot of the stuff that we do here on stream. We do something that I like to call it clean architecture, to use our Dallas's term for it. Other people call it other things like onion architecture, ports and adapters, hexagonal architecture, things like that. I like clean architecture. It's a little nice. That's actually how our projects are structured. Now, we don't always follow all these things exactly right. We do our best to kind of stick to them. But what you got to remember is implementing designs for the sake of design patterns and implementing structures for the sake of having those structures doesn't make your code better. It often makes it complex. So you need to find the balance of that. And a lot of that comes with just, using them more often and trying it. So single responsibility, everybody understands that. That one's easy. Open-close principle is one of the ones where you don't want to overuse it. So you need to find the right balance of it. And at some point, I'll do a stream where we actually talk about all these. But Liskov substitution is another one. We are violating this. I'll tell you that. We're violating Liskov substitution in a couple of places, and I can explain to you how and why. Interface segregation is the one that I yell at Microsoft because they violate all the time. All the time. Interfaces, whenever you see me complain that I don't want to implement this whole interface because it's this enormous thing, like we looked at the iLogger interface from Microsoft and we were like, that is insane, I don't want to implement all these, what are you doing? That's because they weren't following the interface segregation principle. So, Till, yeah, you can, but I mean, so I'm a C# YouTuber also, technically, because I put all these on YouTube. Why don't you message it to me and I can check them out at some point. So interface segregation principle. Let me show you what I'm talking about with this. The iGame interface that we made here, you'll notice that it just is running. So this is following the interface segregation principle because it's separated out. So iGame, if we hadn't been following it, we might have put this on our where is it? Sorry, I meant to open this one, the iGame command. So iGame command is an ibot command. We could have just put a boolean on here that said isGame or something like that, and that would be a violation of the interface segregation principle because it specifically wants you to break apart your interfaces into small pieces. So yeah, so as I said, I will probably also be doing a whole thing on Solid at some point also. So that's good. I will have to check that out. I am Tim Corey, you said. I will have a look and see what that one is like, but could be good. There are a lot of good C# channels and things. So one of the things that you guys might not have noticed is... let me just go ahead and Google for a second here for this. So I mentioned to you all already the software craftsmanship calendar, and if I pull, wow, am I brave enough to do this? So bring up a Google image search while on stream, that seems dangerous. So in fact, I will pull this off of there. Yep, sorry, I caught that. So, awesome thing. See, I safely did a Google image search. Here's what we've got. So I'm not going to jump into these, but yeah, that's basically what I was talking about, is I want to do one of those things. Hey, welcome, developers. Wretched, thank you for the host. And I assume that's wretched, but that's a very wretched. I apologize if I butchered your name, but welcome, everybody. Okay, so the thing that I was talking about is these are images from our calendar from a bunch of years ago. So I used to make a software craftsmanship calendar. Wretched. All right, sounds good. Got it. And in that calendar, and I mean like physical wall calendar, like you hang this on your wall calendar that we used to sell and send copies around the world. And thank you for the follow, Wretched. That calendar that has that picture, so that image of the people walking off the cliff, that's also part of the calendar. And so you'll see that they've got these funny ideas for things. So like single responsibility, avoid tightly coupling your tools together, because it would be a really bad idea to, you know, have that mouse, for example. And open-close principle. Brain surgery is not necessary when putting on a hat. Let's see. Interface segregation. Well, these ones are less funny. Would you solder a lamp directly to an electrical wiring in a wall? Our first year calendar wasn't as good. These are all from the first year. So, oh man. Mafe? I'm just guessing. Thank you for the follow, and I apologize if I butchered your name there. But if I do ever mess up your name, let me know, and I will try better the next time if you tell me how to say it. So that's all the different solid principles. The reason they're called solid is because single, open, Liskov, interface, and dependency. It's an acronym. It's a pretty good acronym too. Especially since the creator of that acronym, I believe, originally called it Soldy, and someone pointed out that he could rename it. What a lovely day! Okay, so is joinable. So now when I jump into the quiz game, we should have is joinable used somewhere. Is this seriously not getting used? We use this. If is joinable. It's right there. Oh, because we only ever use it internally. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Right, because this needs to get moved. That's a great question. So Devil 23, my first language was 20 years ago, so I don't remember. So, to say the least, once you start programming more, you can pretty much decide to branch out whenever you want. There are a lot of good programming languages. You don't need to be an expert before you start learning another one, although it helps to work on a lot of different languages. So I would recommend everybody learn more than one language. Here's what we want to do. So in our joinable game, I need to have, in some way, the list of current players. So I want to change how that works a little bit. So I want to make current players as a collection in here, and we can decide if we want to change something about it, because that one was a dictionary, you know, a dictionary with a type on it. Because this game has, like, answers. So I kind of feel like it needs to have your answers as a dictionary, but you can be in a collection that is a list. So I'm going to make a list of strings, and this is going to be the players. So we're going to say, yeah, so list of string, this is the current players. We're going to say current player names, just so we don't have any collisions right now. So we're going to put that in there. And this is going to be, by the way, this is going to be a separate branch. I'm not going to put this one on Quiz Game because we're separating out the concept of a joinable game now. So this is a separate piece. I'm diving headfirst into C# and dipping my toe into CSS, HTML, and JavaScript when I get bored and need to change a pace. Devil 23, that is a fantastic combination, because if you are learning C#, you will have to learn those anyway if you're going to do any kind of dev work, if you're going to do any kind of web dev. And you're so in love with Python, it's just unreal. I just want to program it every day. Till, yeah. So I also used to be a big Python fan. I actually used Python before I used C#, and then I made the switch at one point. Devil 23 sounds like a good... Yes, it is a very good combination. Also, by the way, I should mention to everybody, because you probably can't notice, I'm wearing my .NET t-shirt right here. So .NET, may the source be with you. So in case anybody didn't realize that I'm a nerd, I have my .NET t-shirt on. Okay, so... DevChatter is saying, I wanted to make an indie game and a website to promote it. Yeah, if you want to do that, you can use that combination. Python, Flask, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Also a good set. Okay, so here's what I want to do. We need to make... So create game join window. Okay, so I think the joinable game, a joinable game is going to have a constructor with the automated action system. There's no way around it. It pretty much has to have that. So its constructor is going to be protected because of the fact that it's abstract. There'd be no reason to have it be anything else. We're going to go back here. It needs the automated action system, so we're going to bring one of these in. Bring that in there, import the type. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to tell it to initialize that from the constructor. So we have our automated action system. And now, because this is inheriting from that, we need to call our base and pass in the automated action system. Now I want to get rid of this because we don't want two of them, because we'd be overriding that. Unity. Unity is a great answer if you want to do game dev in C#. I do know there are a lot of Java devs, but I also agree with you. I am not a big fan of Java. It is not a language that I would want to use. Okay, so here's our automated action system, which we don't want to have it be private. We want to have it be protected. So now it can get used down here. And it wants to rename it to that, which I will allow. Create game join window. So this is something that I want to move in here. I'm fairly certain that we can pull this in here, and then we just need to pass in this code. So what is the game start method, basically? So I'm going to take this, make it a parameter. So this is going to be game start function. Actually, is it a func or is it an action? Okay, and rename it to that. So now I want to go to where this is called, which is back here. Hang on, I need to steal that code for a second because it didn't extract it correctly. Because it didn't know what to do with it. So let's go forward again. There we go. So now, there we go. It's a void method. What are you talking about? Oh, it's private, and this needs to be protected. Protected. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see what is going on out here. Why the Java hate? Just curious. I'm told it's Devil23. No. Yeah, there are a lot of people that don't like Java. Java and C# are actually very similar, and there's not actually a reason to hate on Java. But part of the reason is that they are very similar, and if anything, around when C# hit about version 2, I would say that Java and C# were about equal. But C# had rapid development that probably made it a much better, like in terms of language, I would say C# is better than Java. Now, that's not to say that Java's bad, because I don't want to bash on it, but C# became a very, very good language. A lot of really good things in C#. Now, that it comes with the cost of what type of language it is. So C# is a compiled language that compiles down to an intermediate. It compiles down to intermediate code. Java, for example, compiles down to byte code. So Java and C#, when you're comparing them, are very similar. But there are a handful of things that they did differently. So generics in C# are actually a very good implementation of generics and are extremely powerful and great to use. Whereas in Java, they got implemented with type erasure. So that means their generics don't really exist. It's like a wrapper around what's not really even generics. It's hard to. We'd have to really get into how the languages work to really discuss a lot of these. And essentially, when C# went on to add all these things, like these great implementations of Lambda functions and all the various features that have been added in since like version 3, 4, 5, 6, we're about to get version 8 of C#, and it is basically just sped ahead of Java. And that's really the reason why the C# community kind of hates on it a little bit, is because, and keep in mind that Java hates on C# too, so it's not one-sided here. But that's kind of what it is. It's basically C# started getting a lot of upgrades that Java didn't get. And when Java did get them, they were kind of like almost there. Like, that's why I say, like, the generics, they're not, like, it's not really using that type. They basically, at runtime, they've eliminated the types, and that's sort of what's going on. Not Zane. I like Python for scripting. Yeah, and for larger programs, so there are a lot of people that don't like, they want statically typed languages for large solutions, which I can totally understand, Not Zane. And actually, I love Python for scripting also. Whenever I want to just get a quick answer to something, Python's a language I still go to for that. If I just want to just whip something together really fast and see what it does. How many try-catch blocks does Java need to screw in a light bulb? Too many. It's very subjective. The language is good for applications, but it's poorly handled for Oracle, and it's just not fun to write in. The only thing that would really draw me to Java is that so many cool open source projects are written in Java. Yeah, async awake. So part of the challenge is, in order to be cross-platform for a long time now, Java has been a good solution because it has worked cross-platform, and C# really hasn't. But now with .NET Core, my expectation is that we're going to start seeing more open source projects written in .NET Core, and that's going to solve the cross-platform issue. So we're going to be able to have the program written in C# that can run on a Mac, it can run on Windows, it can run on Linux, and I really, really, really hope that they get nice, good .NET Core solutions to be able to run on mobile devices as well. We'll see how that goes. As most of you know, Microsoft is a software company, so I'm hoping they figure out how to adapt nicely in the mobile world. But we'll see how that goes. Let's see, is joinable game, create join game window, so running those, so, okay, so that method can shift over there. Where's the next one? Attempt to join. I want to move this as well, so we want attempt to join to be over in our joinable game if we can. Chat user is a type we need to import. I don't want to bring in the quiz game. So we're not going to bring in that type. Yeah, not Zane. So Xamarin is a nice solution, but I would like to see it slimmed down. I would like to see it get basically the .NET Core treatment. So I'm not sure how many people in here have looked at what ASP.NET Core looks like compared to ASP.NET before Core. And basically, I want Xamarin to get that same kind of treatment where it's made, basically they streamline it. So that's kind of what Core has been for all the Microsoft tech, and I would love to see basically Xamarin Core be a streamlined version of that. And what Async Awake has mentioned here is Xamarin didn't pick up as much as most of us would have liked it to. So I would love to be using Xamarin for projects. I think it would be great. If Xamarin were really, lightweight, speedy solution that you could really build some awesome stuff in. Now, I haven't messed with Xamarin much lately, but it's a good solution. I basically just wanted to get the core treatment, so I want it to be streamlined and nice, and I think that is what's going to make it good. So, let me go ahead and do this. So, I want to do that and that. That's going to be a link thing. Current player names. We're going to do an add here. So that's basically what that became now because it's not a dictionary in this one. We don't need to say key because it's just that. We need to include our extension method. Now I don't want quiz still, so we're going to have to yank that out. So we're going to chop that again. But I do need to go to it. So it's this. Join the game is not in the game. Can I join the game? So I don't want this to be this. I want this to be a joinable game, which is above quiz. Jax05, welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully you're enjoying DevChatter. Join game results is what we're going to change that name to. We're going to put this in its own file. Move to its own file, but we don't want it to be here in this namespace. We're going to move it up to the games directory. Join game result. Wait, where did I put it? Oh. That could be weird. I have join game result and join game results now. Let's rename this to static join game results. Huh, we're gonna need to come up with what we want that to do. Yeah, naming is tough here. Naming is tough. So static join gamers, I don't really like that name. Let's see. Static results. Alright, so we're going to call that static results for now. And then over here, in our joinable game, we're going to say static results, static results, static results. And actually, before we get that namespace, I need to... Oh! Yep, get rid of quiz. There we go. Okay, so static results now works. Quiz game should be error-free now. Oh. Does everything run? So you see, I'm trying to extract out all the joinable game pieces because we're gonna need. Oh, bot is actually running, so that's why it can't stop right there. Join game result doesn't exist in the. Static results is what we called it. There we go. Okay. There we go. And I did a, you probably noticed, I did a sort and remove unused usings there at the top. Valkyrie, I have no idea why it always ends on a cliffhanger. Probably because they want to get you to watch the next thing. It's a good trick. I can't imagine not having IDs would be... Yeah, exactly. I hit a keyboard shortcut, it deals with my usings for me. It's really nice. So like, oh, look, I can see that extension, I hit a keyboard shortcut, boom, it's gone. Like, I don't need that anymore. So, I love just hitting a keyboard shortcut and it does a task for me. Because I really didn't need to do that every time. So it took away that work. Okay, so... Alright, so this is not quite perfect. I do want to make sure here that we get onto another branch. So we're going to make a new branch, and this one is going to be off of the quiz game. So we're going to say Benrick sent joinable game. I want to make sure that we're on this branch because we are doing some changes that are going to need to be finished. So, yeah. Yep, sorry, you gotta wait a week until, yeah, precisely. So the idea of, like, extracting codes, renaming, moving files, things like that, all this stuff that it just does for us. So pulling code into joinable game abstract class. So I want to start getting as much of that in there as we can. So start asking questions, complete question, award winners, reset the game, get random question, update guesser, attempt to leave. Okay. Even though I called it a joinable game, we're going to have a joinable game be leavable as well. So... what is it called? It's... Game has to be joinable to be leavable, pretty much. We'll just say you can't leave right now. Joining and leaving is not possible right now. Actually, we're going to have to do this differently. We put this back in here for now. to do, make this Boolean check be an abstract in the joinable game class. There we go. Am I using Professional? Yes, this is Visual Studio Professional Edition that we're using here. Part of the reason I don't use Enterprise is almost nobody that is going to watch the stream is going to use Enterprise Edition. A lot of people are going to be running Professional or Community Edition of Visual Studio. And when I do presentations at conferences, I will usually use Community Edition because everyone can use that, so I like the idea that this is a tool that everyone can use, but because I'm doing so much live coding, I don't want to run without Professional. Yeah, so that is the reason. So as Zalvixidian says, I use Community Edition when I'm presenting at a conference. So when I go to conferences, I run Community Edition because I want that to work for everybody. So yeah, exactly, Till. A lot of people are using Community Edition of Visual Studio, and so I want to show that version. The problem is I'm going to do so much development on here, and I don't want to not have Code Lens, which is what this is. And so because I'm doing so much live coding, I'm not willing to give that up. So that's why I use Professional. It's kind of the in-between. So not Enterprise, not Community Edition. It's like, so I don't have all the features that you guys don't have. Most of what I do, everyone here should have. Okay, so we're not going to get that one in there yet. Reset game, get random question, award winners, complete the question, start asking questions, start the game, is joinable. Okay, so I think a good chunk of joinable stuff has actually been moved over there. Yes, SharkDeed, Code Lens for the win. Adding in a to-do comment for a needed abstract. There we go. Push that up. So our joinable game is actually starting to exist a little bit. Yeah, Till, that is part of the problem, is Visual Studio is actually ridiculously expensive. So I should actually mention to people, because, you know, that whole, like, not sponsored thing that I say when, you know, when I drink my Pepsi and I play the Pepsi Man song, that one. So whenever I do this, like I have to mention not sponsored, because if I were sponsored, I'd also need to tell you, which technically I should probably also mention to you guys. I have a legal licensed copy of Visual Studio that Microsoft gave me that I didn't pay for. So you know, technically I'm, you know, not sponsored by Microsoft either, but I should mention that. Heck, I didn't pay for my ReSharper license either. Again, legal licensed copies of these that the companies gave me. So, I get a lot of free software, so I should probably just clarify. I get lots of free software, so don't take my saying that I like a thing, you know what I mean? It's like, you gotta be like, keep in mind, he didn't pay for that, so... Thanks, Till. Yeah, so like, when you review a product, for example, you gotta be really careful about that. You actually do want to legally say that, you know, you received these things for free. So... And yes, they are like, but you say sure, but no, these are actually legal ones. So you can ask people. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and ask Scott Hanselman. He'll vouch for me. He'll vouch for me. He'll tell you that I have a real license. You seriously can ask Scott Hanselman. I mean, it's not really worth asking. He'd probably be like, "Why are you asking me this? Why does this matter?" But yeah, no, it's a real license. Heck, you could ask C# Fritz too. He'd probably also point out that I have a real license to Visual Studio. And is all that good? Yeah, that's wonderful. Alright, we're gonna do another one of those. Okay, you reviewed Machiavello, thank you! Hey, and welcome! Did you catch the beginning of the stream that we reviewed your pull request? Welcome, Machiavello. I would love to see what you put on this pull request. Let's see. 5 is Imagine Never Considered. Yes, we need to do that with all of those. Let me jump us over to that then. And what did you say about this? Is it a good idea to hard code the number of wrong answers and hints? It would be more flexible to use a collection of some sort. Machiavello, I agree. However, the way that I see this getting implemented is that it's going to be that there are always 4 choices, at least for now, because I do want to start simply. Agreed, I'll get these types of things. This one, is it a good idea to hard code the number of wrong answers and hints? It would be, for now we're going to be 4, and we may update the model eventually. Locking on 4 will make some things easier when we give this a UI. So when we build a user interface, so the plan eventually is to actually put this quiz game up on the screen somewhere, so you guys will actually see it visually on the screen. And when we do that, I don't necessarily want to deal with having like 6 or 7 answers or something like that, and it'll be a lot easier if we're hard-coded to 4. So that'll be nice. Till, I feel when Microsoft gives us community for free, which is unbelievably good, it would be pretty scummy to pirate professional. Till, I agree completely. When Microsoft actually makes it so you can use the community edition for free, and community edition, by the way, is not like a trimmed down version. It is a real full version. It's just missing a couple of the most advanced features. It's really, really hard to complain and to pirate things, because, I mean, like, not to say that you can't pirate things, but, like, you really gotta feel sleazy if you're pirating Visual Studio when they give you so much for free. And, yes, as Coop says, so if you're a small business and you can't afford it early on, you can get a BizSpark account, and Microsoft will let you use Pro and Enterprise of a lot of tools for free. Heck, I believe BizSpark even gets you, like, Microsoft Office and Windows. So if you need licenses for basically any of their software, you're covered. So it's really, really good. So it's really hard to pirate. Like, I think you really got to feel like a bit of a heel if you're going to do that. Okay, so let's see. What was your other thing? Would it make sense to have a null check here? Oh, and do like a... Oh, yeah, we could do an argument exception. Okay, so cool thing, for anybody that doesn't know, I love what Machiavello did here. Yeah, so we can absolutely do that. Let me show you why this is so cool, because it's actually not until C# 7, I believe, that this was even possible. So we're going to do a quiz. We're going to go to the quiz command where we pass in the game, right? That's the one that you were showing? Which one are you in? Guess quiz operation. Okay. So if we go into the operations, you'll see that we're doing these checks here. So it wasn't until, like, I believe it's C# version 7 that does this. What's neat about this is this piece right here. So this is actually a throw expression. And what that means is that before version 7 of C#, you actually couldn't do this. What you would have to do instead is actually have a full statement. So you would have to say, if game equals null, then throw new argument exception, right? And you'd have to do it like this. So this is a statement. It's a full statement all the way to the semicolon. But you no longer have to do that. An expression can just be a part of things. So an expression is actually the section that comes after your null coalescing operator. So this basically says, if game is null, then instead do the expression on the right. And it throws that. And because it throws, that means you don't actually have to do this assignment. So the other trick that's in here, that's another C# 7 feature that he's using here, is the name of expression. So the name of expression will take this value, and it's actually going to put game, like lowercase GAME, in a string right here. So it's really cool that it does that. So it's all compile safe. Okay, so you can do a lot in Azure for free too. Yeah, I believe BizSpark gives you an Azure credit, which is very cool. It's all in the implementation of base command operation. What's in here? Okay, now it makes sense. I was thinking for a long time all this, what are all those question marks? Yeah, this is a null coalescing operator. The other question marks you'll see me using are a null conditional operator, which is another similar one. Null conditionals do what's called null propagation, and I'll show you one of those really quickly, just so that you don't think I'm crazy. That's this. So this question mark dot here, that's called Thexivin, and I apologize for butchering your name, but welcome, thanks for following. So this question mark dot is called a null conditional, and basically what this says is if whatever's to the left of the null conditional is null, then it's going to propagate that null to the right. And so that's basically what that is doing. So it's kind of cool. That makes sense. The lack of null checks in the constructor. I'm a big Google fanboy, but when it comes to the dead world, yeah. So I also love a lot of the stuff that Google does, but man, is Microsoft helpful for developers. If you're a developer, Microsoft does amazing things for us. So I know a lot of developers that complain about Microsoft, like the open source guys that really don't like them, and I kind of sit there and I'm like, but they do so much for open source and so much for developers. They really do love us. Okay, Devil23, is an old programming book worth it? What's the old programming book, Devil23? That matters. If you're talking about one that's about a language, then a lot of things will have changed, but not everything. And it depends on which type of language, too. So, old programming books can still be worth reading. Yeah, see, as Machiavelli says, on what topic? Yeah, it hasn't changed in the last 40 years. Probably not going to C++, but all the books I see are old. So you'll find a lot of old books on C++. It has changed less, but I would still recommend that you try to get newer books for C++ if you can, because there are a lot of new things that are in the language. And it also depends how old. If you're talking 5 or 10 years old, that's not the worst thing. If you're talking about 15, 20-year-old book, then it better be a specific thing, like a book on secure programming in C++, for example, won't have changed that much. But if you really want to learn, like, yeah, 2003, yeah, see, 15 years, there you go. So that's getting kind of old. So C++ has gotten a lot better since then. So yeah, as Coop says, probably not worth it. I don't have a good C++ book recommendation. I haven't read a C++ book in a long time, so I don't have a good recommendation on that. So by the way, Till, one of the reasons why I recommend that people read books is actually reading a book will get you a breadth of knowledge that you aren't necessarily going to get from a lot of other places. Because you might not remember everything in the book, but what the book provides in value is that you cover all the topic about it. And so it helps you to make sure that you understand everything that there is in there. So that's the value in a book. For actually learning it, I think you're usually better off with online tutorials and videos and things like that. And there you go, Devil23. See, like the In a Nutshell books, for example, some of them are ginormous, but they can be, and some of them are small. It's really whatever one you want to do. Okay, so, anyway, I guess, let me go ahead and do this. So, first off, let me run my uptime command. Oh, my bot is, why don't I have my bot running? What am I doing? What am I doing? This is terrible. I should be running my bot. There we go. Uptime. Okay, so, I wanted to talk to you all for a second. I wanted to do a quick outro. Thank everybody for showing up. I want to remind everybody that all of our code is actually out on GitHub, and I also want to mention to everyone that you really should hit that follow button if you want to be able to catch our stream on a regular basis. If you click the follow button, you will be notified when we go live, and that is the best way to make sure that you can always be here at DevChatter, because we love having you all here. The next thing, we are on GitHub. I posted the link in chat, so you should see that there, github.com/devchatter. And all of our source code is out there, so you can contribute. As you'll notice, other people in the chat are also contributing to the project, so they are all awesome, and we love everybody in the community because they do this kind of thing. So, woohoo! And then I also want to mention that if you want to keep chatting with us after the stream is over, I would recommend you go to our Discord. Discord is an awesome chat client that we use. I linked that in chat as well, so if you join our Discord, you can talk to a bunch of us outside the stream, and we talk about all kinds of different coding topics, including what people are doing in terms of making updates to our projects. So if you are interested in contributing to any of our open source projects, I recommend you get on our Discord, because that's the best way to ask us questions and figure out how to contribute and what best to contribute on. So we also have other just general developer discussions on there sometimes. So check that out. Hop over there, say hi, ask questions, chat about people, be like, hey, yeah, what do you guys think about this language? Or, like, I was looking at this feature in this. Is anybody, interested in that also? So it's a good place for that kind of discussion. Also, if you want to check out our old videos, so all the recordings of what we've done in the past, many of them are here on Twitch in the videos section, which you can find up above. But if you are wanting to find our old videos, they are archived on YouTube, so Twitch only keeps them around so long. When they disappear off of Twitch, I send them over to YouTube as well, so you can check out our old videos there. And I actually need to find an old video, so some people have mentioned that I'm missing one on YouTube, so I need to find that and get that there for them. But if you want to see how our bot got to where it is, you can take a look at that, because we've been doing iterative development just a piece at a time and improving it as we go. And so it's kind of nice to see how it started and when we were making what changes. So check out our YouTube, go ahead and give it a subscribe over there, and you can see what we were building in the past. It's not as interactive as this, because you don't actually get to live chat with me when it's just a recording on YouTube, but it can still be fun. And then I also wanted to jump through and thank everybody that followed today. I'm not going to mention all the names, but thank you everybody who gave us a follow today. Really appreciate it. I wanted to thank AridTag for resubbing with a Twitch Prime sub for your second month. That is awesome. Thank you. And I wanted to thank Till for also doing a Twitch Prime subscription, and Lord Divinus. So thanks to all three of you for subscribing today. You are all awesome. And then I also wanted to thank C# for its Hacking TV and Wretched for the hosts today. So we actually got a few hosts today, so that was pretty awesome. And everybody who chatted, everybody who helped out testing the bot, and maybe you were just lurking the stream, didn't say a thing, and hey, we still appreciate that. So hopefully you enjoyed everything we did here today, and I will see you all on Monday. So remember, on Monday we're going to add logging to the bot. We'll probably also do some other refactoring and improvements to things, and if there are any pull requests from you, we will review those as well. On Tuesday, we are going to have a guest on the stream. We're going to have James Chambers back. So he's been a pair programmer on here before, and he and I are going to be working on, we're probably going to work on some ASP.NET. So I think the goal when he's on here is probably going to be to add our web interface to our chatbot. So on Tuesday, make sure that you set your clocks 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And keep in mind that if you are using a Google Calendar, you can actually set an event reminder for yourself and use my time zone if you don't know yours. But you could also use our schedule command, which we built into the bot. So it is schedule, and then you can give your UTC, your offset from UTC, which mine is -4, and the bot will tell you what time we are live, and you can also find it down below. So as the bot's telling you, we stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And that's pretty much the end of our Saturday one, so I will see you all on Monday. Have a great day, enjoy your weekend, and happy coding, everyone. And I really appreciate that, Machiavello. That is a very nice compliment. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, everybody. So I hope to see you all back, and I hope you had fun. So, take care.